We have reached the 2/3 mark of the Cape Cod League season, and arguably the biggest game yet is tonight. The Bourne Braves take on the Falmouth Commodores here at Gov Fuller Field. Hello and welcome to pregame Tomahawk Talk. I'm Adam Gotkin, alongside Cam Manna and Nathan Schwartz. And Cam, I said it there, biggest game of the year yet tonight.
And you never want to say it's the biggest game of the year with this much time left, but right now it really is for the Braves and what a win can do tonight. We're not going to talk about what a loss can do. The Braves hopefully snap this 3-game win streak. You can get a 3-game extension over Falmouth for that 4th place spot. As you guys know, top 4 teams make the playoffs. So Bourne, a win tonight. You cement yourself with 12 games left to go with a nice lead against Falmouth, but a win is needed here tonight. Have to snap this losing streak, have to pitch better from the pen, have to hit better with runners in scoring position, which Nate will talk about, and a win tonight does a lot here down the stretch.
It would be massive if the Bravos could get a win tonight. As you said, they go 3 games up on Falmouth. To do that, though, the bats are going to have to be better. They struggled a lot 2 days ago and three days ago. Last night, a little bit better, but not enough.
26 runners left on base, 2 for 28 with the runners in scoring position in the last 3 games. That's simply not going to cut it for a team that's trying to vie for a playoff spot down the stretch. And this is exactly what we saw at the beginning of the summer from this Bourne squad. And now we're starting to see more guys enter this lineup. We've seen Chase Meggers enter this lineup. Josh Schroeder is going to enter this lineup here in a couple of days, coming over from Florida Atlantic. So with these new guys coming in, you think you'd start to see a little bit of a change in what we saw late last week, but the last 3 days have been really rough.
And also, Bourne is going to need a solid start today. The rotation all mixed up. Tucker Novotny was supposed to get the start tonight, but he got drafted. So instead, it's Tyler Fay, who's been really good this year, but has not yet started a game.
And Fay will start this game. We saw him come out of the bullpen and pitch 5 innings, so we've seen that long relief appearance. Look, Fay so far, you can't knock him for his control. The control has been there. Has he been hit hard in an appearance that could do it? Yes, but look, Fay's going to bring it to the table here for the Braves. He pitches strikes early in counts, and Bourne is going to look for another good start. Chase Meyer gave Braves 4 innings last night, only 1 earned run. There was the bullpen troubles, but if Fay can cement this Braves lineup, Falmouth, not the best pitching staff, if the offense wakes up, Bourne will be in a good spot.
Well, first pitch coming up in just a little bit. We continue on here on pregame Tomahawk Talk. Adam Gotkin joined today by Mason Neville out of Oregon, ahead of Bourne taking on Falmouth. Mason, you're still a little bit new to this team. How's it been so far in the first week?
It's been fun. I mean, the great group of guys. I mean, everyone making new relationships and friendships out here, and you can't beat the weather. So, I mean, so far so good. I haven't found my stride yet at the plate, but it'll come. That's baseball, so I'm looking forward to that. But other than that, I mean, it's beautiful out here, so nothing to complain about.
You're a West Coast guy from Las Vegas. You go to Oregon now. What's it mean to you to be all the way out here in Massachusetts on Cape Cod?
Yeah, I mean, it's fun. I mean, we're across the country playing baseball against the best competition, so that's what it's all about. And it kind of brings me back to high school, playing travel ball and playing against some of the guys that are here and stuff like that. Just traveling to the East Coast, like Florida, maybe Georgia, and going out and competing. So it's a similar feeling to that, but it's awesome doing that at the college level for sure.
And you said you're still trying to find your groove at the plate. Yeah. What goes in to try and figure out the wood bats? Because with the metal, it's a completely different thing.
Right. Yeah. Wood bat, I feel like you just need to be more disciplined, I guess you can say. Just try and put the barrel on the ball. I don't know, some wood bats are good and they might fly like the metal bat, but realistically, most of them don't have the same amount of pop. And so instead of trying to lift balls out of this place, I feel like just trying to catch the ball in the barrel and there's good arms out here that are throwing pretty hard. And so just trying to put the bat on the ball and let that do its thing. Just find the barrel and hit the gaps, I guess you can say.
And a couple days after you got here, Chase Meggers, one of your teammates from Oregon, joined. What's that like to have a fellow Duck here?
That's awesome. He's living with me too with the host family, and so that's my guy. We'll probably live together next year, and it's awesome to have another Duck out here competing with me, so that's pretty sweet.
All right, well, thank you very much. Pre-game Tomahawk Talk rolls on. Adam Gotkin, now joined by Brennan, the beat reporter for the Bravos, here on pregame Tomahawk Talk, ahead of the Bravos taking on the Commodores. Now, Sean, this is a Falmouth team that's playing pretty decent recently. Picked up a big win last night.
Yeah, definitely playing decent ball and beat Hyannis 3-2 last night. It was a funny game. They took a 3-0 lead in the 6th inning. Looked like they were kind of going to cruise, but then Hyannis showed a little fight. They're a good offensive team. They put up 2 runs. and made it close, but Falmouth was able to close them out, and it was at home. They've been very good at home this season. I know that's a theme, and we're going to talk about that a little more.
Yeah, you said it right there. This Falmouth team has been really good at home this season. Not like that good, but when you compare it to their away record where they have just one win, it looks really good.
Oh, compared to their away record, they look like champions. I mean, when we last talked about them when they were in Bourne a couple weeks ago, they hadn't won on the road. They have won now. They're 1-11 on the road, 8-6 at home, and their offense is pretty darn good at home. They're second in the league in hits and runs, third in average. Pitching has been a little bit of a struggle across the board, whether they're here or on the road. But, yeah, this is a good team at home, and Bourne's 1-1 against them. So we'll see how they can fare against the offense that's been pretty hot recently.
Yeah, this is the third time that these teams are playing here at Gov Fuller Field, and the last time this season. He said the pitching has been a little bit rocky for Falmouth. Tonight they go with Parker Coyle on the mound, who Bourne's already seen this season.
Yeah, twice this season.
Oh, wow.
In late June, he closed out that game. I believe he threw 5 straight strikeouts to really close things out. And then he started against Bourne at Doran Park, was very good in about 4 innings, gave up 1 earned run, so very solid. And his last outing wasn't the best. Was playing Wareham, a good offensive team, led up 3 runs early, settled in, and then in the 5th inning, led in 3 more. He went 4 innings, didn't last long in that 5th inning, but so we'll see how he can kind of bounce back from that difficult start because he's been solid all year long.
Well, we'll see how Coyle can do. A massive game tonight here at Gov Fuller Field. Bourne has a chance to go 3 games up with a win. Falmouth can get within 1 game of that final playoff spot if they knock off Bourne. First pitch coming up soon at 6 p.m. You don't want to go anywhere.
Just 13 games left here in 2024 for the Cape League season, and just 2 games separate Bourne and Falmouth here tonight for Game 27 at Gov Fuller Field. It's Bourne and it's Falmouth here on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network. And folks, thanks so much for joining us. Alongside Nathan Schwartz, Cam Manna with you. Adam Gotkin will join us throughout tonight's broadcast. But tonight's game means a lot, and we brought it up during our pregame Tomahawk talk that this is the game of the year at the moment. 2 games separate these squads. After tonight, it's going to be a 1-game difference or a 3-game difference.
And Falmouth's playing much better as of late, and they play really well here at home. They're 8-6 compared to just 1-11 when they're away from Gov Fuller Field. So a huge game here today. Bourne coming off of that 3-game losing streak. We'll dive into the specifics about what's been plaguing Bourne the last couple of days. But Bourne Falmouth here, these are going to be the 2 teams fighting for that 4th spot. It seems like that Wareham, Katuitt, and Hyannis have pretty much clinched their spot in the top 3. What order they'll be in remains to be seen. But this being the 4th of 5 matchups between these 2 squads this summer means everything.
We'll harp on it tonight on the broadcast, but the Braves, the last 3 games, are 2 for 28 with runners in scoring position. Tonight, Nathan, this is a lineup that has to switch things around. We've seen some movement, but we've seen some similar guys back in the lineup. Conrad and Holcomb were not here last night. They're back in their usual 3-4 hole.
Yeah, you get them back in the top of this order. Chris Stanfield's been batting 5th pretty much every game the last week. He's back up to the number 2 spot in this order, but no Cam Kojal in the lineup tonight. And you wondered, he's been a pretty much a spark plug for this Bourne squad at any point. The extra base hits speak for themselves with 9 doubles, and he also has the home run to add to his total. So no Kojal in the lineup tonight, but you still see Chase Meggers, you still see Isaiah Jackson, who had a great game yesterday at the plate, got really unlucky throughout the night, but he did have that home run. So I'm excited to see how this lineup can respond after the 3-game skid.
As Nathan alluded to, Michelle and Jackson both go yard last night in the Braves' 8-4 loss. Hyannis and Falmouth played last night in a Falmouth 3-2 win, where the Doors had a 3 spot in the 6th inning to take that game. But we'll look at Tyler Fay, who takes on an offense that has not been too shabby this past season so far. 5th in average overall, but they have some hitters in the middle of their order that have been turning it on of late.
Yeah, for this Falmouth team, you just go down the line. Jackson Willits has been hitting the ball really well. The power's really turned up for him. He's going to lead things off. The Oregon State duo of Gavin Turley, Trent Caraway at that 3-4 spot, and Jason Jones out of nowhere is kind of just shot out of a cannon in the middle of this Falmouth order. He hits a home run yesterday. And for Fay, we'll talk about it throughout the night as well, but he's a guy that's going to fill up the strike zone. And sometimes that's hurt him at times this year, especially you look back at the Katuitt game when he gave up 3 earned runs and picked up the loss against the Kettleers a couple of weeks ago. For Fay, going to make his first collegiate start here tonight. 23 relief appearances this past spring with Alabama. Went 5 innings against Chatham a couple weeks back, but going to get his chance to start this game out for Bourne in what we've already said and what we will continue to say, the most important game up to this point for Bourne this summer.
It's the 4th of 5 meetings between Bourne and Falmouth coming your way here from the Gov, and 4th place truly on the line. With a Bourne win, 3 games up. With a Falmouth win, just a 1-game difference with 12 games left to go. 6 p.m. first pitch, Bourne and Falmouth coming up on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network. The most crucial matchup here in 2024. It's game number 27 of the Cape League season. Bourne and Falmouth here from Gov Fuller Field. Thanks for joining us, everybody, on this beautiful Thursday night. Alongside Nathan Schwartz, Cam Manna with you, and Parker Coyle takes the bump here for the Doors, and he's seen the Braves already. That was his last start, 4 innings back on the 7th of July, and Coyle will face this lineup, but looking here for another quality start. No earned runs in that one against the Braves.
Yeah, no earned runs in that one. That was the first time he took the mound as a starter. And you might remember in the second matchup of these two teams, back on the 27th of June, it was Coyle who came in, got the last 5 outs, all 5 of those outs becoming of the strikeout, and he got the save in that win for the Commodores. So it's pretty rare to see the same team 3 times in a summer, especially 2 times in a starting setting. Let's see if this Bourne lineup can finally get to Coyle.
Third start of the summer for Coyle, and this Braves offense looking to bounce back and snap a 3-game skid. Merrick Houston will bat first once again and play shortstop. Chris Stanfield goes from 5 to 2. He'll play center field. Ethan Conrad, Braden Holcomb, both back in the lineup. Conrad batting third and right. Holcomb batting fourth at third base. Garrett Michelle bats fifth, plays first. Davis Gillespie in the 6th hole DHing. Chase Meggers moves down to 7th and catches. Clay Grady bats 8th. He'll play second base. And Isaiah Jackson bats 9th and plays left field. Very few clouds in the sky here from the Gov on this Thursday night. Houston, the Demon Deacon, steps both feet in the righty's batter's box. Coyle from the windup. And we're underway here from the Gov. Game number 27 of the Cape League season. First pitch called strike. And your first pitch at 6:01 here from Falmouth. Coyle from the third base side of the rubber. Rocks and deals in the 0-1 to Houston. A swing and a miss at the elevated heater. Houston went 1 for 3 last night. A walk and 2 Ks. Comes in batting .340 in his 15th game. Coyle shakes off the first pitch. Glove at his belt. And the 0-2, the 2-strike hitter in Houston. And he pops it up first base side out of play. 15 walks for Houston. A .500 on-base percentage at the moment for the Braves. As Nathan calls him time and time again, the walk merchant. And that 2-strike approach, Houston the wide stance, and will step with the left foot very quickly and early on this load. 0-2 from Coyle. Houston fouls it back and will stay here.
And with that early load, with 2 strikes, just acts as a defense mechanism. That way, you already have your weight shifted, and all you have to do is just take your hands to the baseball, and it helps you foul off a ton of pitches that could be close.
Chokes up the knob, and the off speed is way upstairs to Houston.
It also just simplifies everything. You're not worried about getting your foot down in time. You're already in a good spot with your base, and then you just have to do everything with your hands.
Coyle, a long look in. 1-2 to the first batter, Houston. Now their off-speed dips low. Coyle this summer, 18 strikeouts to just 2 walks. Has commanded the zone very well on 16 1/3 innings pitched. Third time will face off here against the Braves. 2-2. Fastball inside. Houston dances out of the way. And this is what he does. Works this count down 0-2, now up 3-2. Stanfield waits on deck. As Coyle steps off, now steps back on. 8th pitch of the AB. 3-2, up and in, ball 4, just misses. So Houston walk number 16 down to first base. And we'll take a look at this Falmouth defense here tonight. From left to right in the outfield, it's Luke Gaffney, Gavin Turley, and Jason Jones. And from third to first in the infield, Dylan Carey at the hot corner, Jackson Willits anchors at short, Gavin Keelan, Isaiah Barquette, and then Carson Bowen does the catching and the battery with Parker Coyle tonight. Just the third walk of the summer for Parker Coyle. The lefty will work from the stretch, third base side of the rubber. Here's the righty out of LSU and Chris Stanfield. First pitch shows bunt, puts it down right side. Coyle can't backhand it, and it would roll for an infield single. That baseball rolled all the way to second base. Coyle couldn't nab it. Infield single for Stanfield, and the Braves start early with first and second.
And that's what I would describe as the perfect bunt in that situation. You're trying to bunt for a hit. Yes, you're trying to get that runner over to second base and play some situational baseball. But for Stanfield with his speed, if he's able to get it past Coyle on the mound, who is a very lengthy guy on that mound, 6'3", going to take him a little while to get over there. And with the speed of that bunt, just perfectly placed, and a great opportunity here for Bourne to capitalize.
The lefty and Ethan Conrad in this 3 spot. First pitch, the breaking ball was above the Braves' letters. Bourne in their road blues here tonight, gray pants, red piping. And they'll wear the camo hats here tonight. As Falmouth in their home whites, white pants, black hats, and the red piping maroon for the Commodores. First and second, 1-0 to Conrad, out in front, snap throw to second base from Bowen. Almost sails into center field, Houston's back. 17th game for Conrad, second on the Cape, hitting .387, but 0 for his last 10. Got the night off last night, 0 for 4, 3 nights back against Harwich with 2 Ks. Has an RBI chance here early where the Braves have stranded 26 runners in their last 3. Coils 1-1. Conrad, deep drive to right field. Jones is back at the track, looks up. It's out of here! Oh for 10 no longer for Ethan Conrad. His second blast of the summer, and it's a 3-run bomb. Braves strike early here from the Gov.
Fans start making their way into the ballpark, and all of a sudden it's 3-0 Bravos. What a start for this Bourne team. We've talked about the offensive struggles over the last 3 games. They score 1 run against Katuitt, 1 run against Harwich. Then after the off day, just 4 against Chatham last night. And 3 batters in, 3-0 Bourne. What a way to start Thursday night.
Conrad, what a swing to break the offer, and we just say those 26 runners stranded. Bourne breaks that streak in a hurry. Nobody on, no outs for Holcomb. First pitch, he goes fishing. Holcomb also an 0 for 4 against Harwich 2 nights back. 25th game of his summer, third on the Cape with 28 hits. The lefty and Coyle from the windup. 0-1. Holcomb chops it left side and foul down the line. But Conrad, the big thing there, Scott Linders gives him the day off. You kind of reset after starting blazing hot. And what the 2 off days did, you get the off day, night off last night, and then here, 1 swing, the Braves up early.
And for Conrad, it was a lot of ground balls the last week or so, a lot of rollovers. And sometimes all you need is just that day off to reset. He got that much-needed rest, and that's the result.
Now the 0-2 to Holcomb. Hard grounder, left side at short. Willett stabs it on his glove side and throws to first for out number 1. But it's the first out of the inning here in top 1 from Parker Coyle to this Braves offense. Brings up Garrett Michelle, who went yard last night in the 8th inning. That was the second home run of the summer for Michelle. The Hokie will step in here as Coyle looks to bear down. Has not been rocked fully like this. Allowed 4 earned runs in 1 1/3 against Harwich back on the 23rd of June. Outside of that, he's been flawless. First pitch to the lefty Hokie. Breaking ball down the middle for a strike. 8 RBIs for Michelle. Now 5 extra base hits. 3 doubles. Quills 0-1, spiked on the heater, and falls off the mound towards the right side.
This will be the first time Michelle gets an at-bat against Falmouth since the 21st, and we start to see some action in the Commodore bullpen.
A deep breath here from Coyle. 1-1, up and in. Has lost that velocity and over the top right now on that fastball coming inside. 89 miles per hour, up and in there to Michelle. 2-1, 1 away. Top 1 and a 3-0 Braves lead. Back to the plate. Michelle holds back on the check swing. They check down. And not going around is J.C. Fernandez at third base. Anthony Letizio behind the plate. And Joseph Hilton at first base here tonight. 3-1 here to Michelle. Coyle fires and can't hit on the fastball up and outside. 5-pitch walk from Michelle. Braves' 4th base runner here of the inning and brings up Davis Gillespie.
And the cohesive inning is another big thing that just hasn't been there for Bourne in the last couple of days. You had that 3-spot yesterday, and that was huge for Bourne in that one, but aided by an error by Kyle Odis, the Angler third baseman. Now this is all of Bourne's doing. Merrick Houston doing it himself with that walk. He goes down 0-2, just fouls off a couple of pitches, sees 9, and winds up on first base. Stanfield perfectly executes the bunt. Conrad with the long ball. We've been waiting to see that come back. Even Holcomb hit the ball hard, the lone out of this inning so far for the Bravos. And then another response there with the Michelle walk. Brings up Gillespie, who, whenever he's in this lineup, always is providing quality at-bats.
21st pitch coming up here from Coyle from the stretch. Fastball in there to Gillespie at the knees. 15th game for Gillespie, DHing here tonight. Hitting .283 with 4 doubles. Has been a reliable bat in Scott Landers' order. 3-step lead for Michelle off first base. 0-1 from Coyle. Breaking ball low and outside to the righty. Bourne on that 3-game win streak, 21 runs, 28 hits. These last 3 games on the losing streak have been very different for the Bravos. As Coyle sets, looks at first. 1-1 to Gillespie. Pops it up out of play. But now just have 6 in their last 3 games in the hits department, but already 2 here tonight on the 4 base runners. Gillespie widens the stance. 18 strikeouts this summer to only 2 walks. First baseman and Barquette holding on Michelle. Here's the 1-2 with 1 away. And spiked once again. Bowen keeps it in front. Michelle stays.
And you mentioned the walk to strikeout numbers for Gillespie coming into this game. It's the exact same for Coyle on the pitching side. Just 2 walks and 16 and a third innings coming in with those 18 punch-outs.
2 walks now tonight for Coyle so far in this first. 2-2 to Gillespie. Swing and a miss. Bowen can hold on. Doesn't matter with Michelle at first base. First punch out for Coyle and the second out as Chase Megger steps in.
And for Bourne, we've harped on it a bunch so far this summer, but one of the worst 2-out hitting teams in the Cape this summer. Just 198 in this situation. They've driven in 31 runs with 2 outs. That's also 8th in the Cape. Just trying to get a little bit more consistency there in crunch time.
Here's the lefty Oregon Duck. First pitch misses on that slider outside. Went 1 for 5 last night in his debut. That first hit came in his second AB against the Anglers. Back-to-back nights. He'll do the work at the backstop. Michelle off first base. 1-0 count with 2 away. Pitch to Meggers in his zone. That fastball just clips on the outer half. And a 3-0 Braves lead. Ethan Conrad leaves the yard on a 3-run shot. Normal depth here for the Falmouth defense. Coyle from the stretch. 2 looks at first. 1-1. The breaker's in there for a strike. So Coyle a chance here to stop the bleeding with the bullpen already active for the Doors. Long look in. Meggers waves the bat. 1-2, 2 down. Here's the offering from the lefty. And spits on the off speed just outside. Clay Grady and Isaiah Jackson to follow here is the Bourne offense. What a start in their first inning. On that 3-game win streak, all leads to begin. Coyle sets back up, looks at Michelle. 2-2, swing and a miss, and the bat goes flying from Meggers. Flies down the first base side towards the Falmouth dugout by the Bat Boys. Everybody okay, and the Braves will take that to end this top half of the first inning. Ethan Conrad, a 3-run blast, snaps an 0 for 10. His second homer of the summer gives the Braves a 3-0 lead after top 1 here from the Gov.
Savor the moment with Portside Liquors. Discover a world of fine wines, spirits, and craft beer handpicked for every occasion. From rich reds to smooth spirits, elevate your experience with us. Unwind with excellence. Visit us today at 590A MacArthur Boulevard, where every sip tells a story.
I'm Caden Bodine, and you're listening to the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Marty Chevrolet is your dealer for the people and proudly supports Bourne Braves baseball. See all our cars and trucks at martychevrolet.com and go Braves.
I'm Isaiah Jackson, and you're listening to Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Bottom 1 here from Gov Fuller Field, but the Braves, their offense out early with a 3-0 lead. And Tyler Fay on the bump here, his first start of the summer, his first collegiate start. Will look to keep it where it is, the righty out of Alabama.
Going to make his 7th appearance of the summer, and it's been a back-and-forth summer for Fay. 4.96 ERA and 16 and a third innings pitched. Really only bad outing I'd say he had was against Catuit a couple of weekends ago, where he went 2 innings and gave up 3 earned runs on a Tanner Thatch home run, that, of course, being the darkness-ending game for Bourne. But we saw him go 5 scoreless innings a couple weeks ago against the Anglers back at Dorn Park. Went 2 scoreless against Hyannis last Friday in the standoff game, the one-hitter for this Bourne pitching staff. So I'm excited to see how Fay responds to a good outing and now a chance to start a game for the Bravos.
And he'll face the fifth best offense here on the Cape, coming off a 3-2 win last night. Jackson Willits will bat first and play shortstop, the switch hitter. Dylan Carey bats second and plays third. Gavin Turley, the Oregon State outfielder, will bat third and play center. Trent Caraway, his teammate, will bat fourth and DH. Jason Jones in the 5 spot playing right. Luke Gaffney bats sixth and plays left. Carson Bowen in the 7 hole doing the catching. Gavin Keelan bats 8th and plays second. And Isaiah Barquette bats 9th and plays first base. Falmouth comes in 2-3 in their last 5 games. And a squad that's been outscored 38-26 in those battles. Fay set, Willits the lefty set. First pitch bunt. It's going to be a foul ball as Meggers picked it up behind home plate. Matter of inches as Willits wanted a quick start and to get Falmouth a spark plug on first base.
A good idea right there by Willits, and still another good idea by Meggers to just go ahead and get that one out of the air. I think he thought that he was in the field of play. Would have been a good start for Bourne if they were able to get the first pitch for out number 1.
Willits, the rising sophomore out of Oklahoma. 319 hitters so far this summer. Now an 0-2 count as Fay comes in with the heater. 16 walks, 13 RBIs. Waves the bat, chokes up, Fay set, 0-2. And it's just low and inside. And Tyler Fay loves to move 100 miles per hour, wastes no time on the bump. Set already here from the windup. Willits called time, steps back in. 1-2 pitch. It's low and into the lefty.
And you'll see the 3-pitch mix, the fastball, the slider, the changeup. Cam, you mentioned it. He's moving quickly, ready to go with 15 on the pitch clock.
Rocks and deals. 2-2, it's spiked. And Fay, that fast movement here, has lost Willits on an 0-2. Same as Houston, who led off this game with a walk, was up 0-2, and then down 3-2 on an 8-pitch AB. 3-2 to the first batter, Willits in bottom 1. Ground ball right side, Grady there at second base. Leans down, throws to first, and that's out number 1. And we'll take a look at your Braves defense here tonight. From left to right in the outfield, it's Isaiah Jackson, Chris Stanfield, and Ethan Conrad. Jackson played center last night, moves to left with Stanfield back in the lineup. And from third to first in the infield, Braden Holcomb, Merrick Houston, Clay Grady, and Garrett Michelle. Chase Meggers, the battery, with Tyler Fay tonight. Dylan Carey, the righty, out of Nebraska, steps in. First pitch heater low and outside. Carey 0 for 3 last night against the Harbor Hawks. 280 hitter coming in 22 games. Bat in his shoulder. 1-0 from Fay. Just misses on the outer half. Fay at Alabama, 23 appearances, 34 innings, 32 strikeouts, 16 walks. As he gets set, 2-0 pitch. Carey drives at center field. Stanfield takes a few steps in and then makes the catch at his shins. Almost lost it for a quick second, but the Braves a second out.
But something he didn't lose was the hat. Man, rare occurrence there by Stanfield to keep the cap on his hat.
Not a lot of wind here at the moment and not a full sprint there from Stanfield. 2 down here early in bottom 1. A 3-0 Braves lead on Ethan Conrad's 3-run blast. As Gavin Turley, the righty out of Oregon State, will step in. The Oregon State connection here in Falmouth. We'll get to that in a second. As Fay from the windup kicks and fires. Fastball low and in. Trent Caraway, also from Oregon State, in the on-deck circle. Travis Bazzana, the number 1 overall pick in this past draft for the MLB. 1-0. This one grounded at third base. Holcomb there, grabs it at his chest, fires across the diamond, and it's a 1-2-3 for Tyler Fay. A fantastic start for the Braves. They come out of the dugout to greet their right-hander, and after 1 year from the Gov, the Braves 3, the Doors none on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Keystone Place at Buzzards Bay is Bourne's premier senior living community, conveniently located adjacent to the Cape Cod Canal. Visit us today at KeystonePlace at buzzardsbay.com.
Hi, I'm Adonis Guzman, and you're listening to the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Convention Data Services, or CDS, is an events technology company based in Bourne and a proud supporter of Cape Cod baseball. Since 1986, CDS has been delivering customized solutions to the global trade show industry. Keep up with CDS at cdsreg.com and follow them on Facebook and LinkedIn.
Game number 27 of the Cape League season. We're 2/3 through the 2024 campaign here on Cape Cod, and it's Bourne and Falmouth for a crucial West Division showdown. Once again, thanks so much for joining us. Alongside Nathan Schwartz, Cam Manna with you, and the Braves a 3-0 lead after one on Ethan Conrad's 3-run blast. They'll bring 8-9-1 to the plate. Clay Grady, Isaiah Jackson, and Merrick Houston as Parker Coyle on the bump here for his second inning of work. First 5 batters, 4 gone on, then back-to-back Ks for the lefty out of Arkansas. Here's the righty and the Hokie. First pitch to Grady, and he lines it fouled on the first base line. Grady a few nights off, did not play last night, the off day. 1 for 4 against Harwich in the 4-1 loss. 19th game of the summer, hitting .190. Coyle to the windup, third base side of the rubber. Kicks and fires. And Grady grounds it third base side, quickly 0-2.
But a big thing here for Bourne, you have to keep your foot on the gas. You have to continue to score runs here, even though you got a pretty comfortable 3-0 advantage. This Falmouth lineup can strike at any point.
They can. They were able to do that against the Anglers. 0-2 pitch. This one just off the knob of Grady, it looks like. That's a weird feeling there. Off the bottom of the knob may have also clipped Grady's hand, but that buzzing feeling kind of gets to Grady right there, keeps him here in the batter's box, and also helps out Coyle on a pitch that almost hit him.
That vibration never feels that good. Just kind of have to shake it off, take a second, and work back in. The worst thing there is you're probably going to see another pitch on the inside corner.
Coyle sets, fires on the 0-2 pitch. It's up and outside, a swing and a miss. 3 straight punch-outs, all via the forwards K for Parker Coyle, and there's one down here in top 2.
Quickly to finish off that point about the game against Chatham, it was 4-0 Anglers after the top of the first. Then the Commodores score 1 in the bottom half of the first. They scored 5 in the second, took a 6-4 lead in that game. So right here for Bourne, that shows you that you just got to keep going.
Here's the lefty, Isaiah Jackson. First pitch, up and outside. Jackson 1 for 3 last night, his first homer here on the Cape. Got everybody going early on a Braves lead. They were up 3-1 over Chatham. Lost the game 8-4. 1-0. Breaking ball in there at the belt makes it 1-1. Jackson now 8 RBIs and 3 extra base hits with 2 doubles. Steps back in. Coyle set from the windup. A lefty on lefty here with 1 down. The pitch back to a breaking ball down Main Street, and it's 1-2. 2 hits and 3 runs in that first inning for the Bravos, and then Tyler Fay put down Falmouth's offense 1-2-3. Jackson chokes up the beige bat and that maroon Arizona State helmet. 1-2. Jackson clubs one to right field, but high in the air and too shallow as Jones is right there for out number 2. We've seen some nice swings of late for Isaiah Jackson. Hard outs last night, and a pitch there that he just missed, just got under it.
And for Jackson, here tonight, he's making his second consecutive start for just the second time this summer, and you have to go back to the first 2 games of the year against Orleans and at Brewster, where Jackson started back-to-back games.
Top of the order in Merrick Houston. The righty sees a first pitch ball, because that first game, Jackson had 3 RBIs and 2 hits, gets the start once again, and then there was that downhill spiral on a 2 for 30 for Jackson. Coyle from the windup, 1-0, and just off the bat of Houston, another up-and-in pitch where Coyle both times this inning has got Grady and Houston to foul it off, just off the knob. A 1-2-3 here would be big for Coyle. 1-1 count, 2 away. 3-0 Braves lead in top 2. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball almost clips Houston on the inner half.
You start to see that a little bit of a settle down here for Coyle. Now nobody throwing in the bullpen for Falmouth. This is his game.
2-1. Houston a swing and a miss and lost the top hand on the bat. He'll grab some pine tar on towards the bottom half of that barrel. The Demon Deacon walked in his first AB, eventually scored on Conrad's blast. 2-2 with 2 away, nobody on. Houston chokes up, bat in his shoulder. Coyle. Here's the pitch. Good changeup just at the shins in a really good spot on a phenomenal frame from Bowen.
That's a 50-50 pitch right there. Really good spot from Parker Coyle. Tough for a hitter to lay off of that one.
3 strikeouts so far. Payoff pitch, swing and a miss. And number 4 for Parker Coyle. So puts down the Braves 1-2-3 here in the second after Bourne scored 3 on 2 hits in the first. And after 1.5 here from the Gov, it's a Braves 3-0 lead. You're listening to the Bourne Braves Baseball Network. We head to the last frame here of the second inning at Gov Fuller Field. Bourne in front of Falmouth 3-0 in game number 27 of the Cape League season. Tyler Fay, the righty out of Alabama, back in the bum. A 1-2-3 first. He'll face 4-5-6 here for the Doors. Trent Carraway, Jason Jones, and Luke Gaffney. 3 straight righties here for Falmouth. And a righty-heavy lineup here tonight. Just 1 lefty and the switch hitter and the leadoff guy in Jackson Willits. First pitch to Carraway. Hack and a miss. Carraway, the rising sophomore out of Oregon State. At .339 this spring, .288 so far on the Cape. Fay from the windup. 0-1 heater just in. No strikeouts for Fay in bottom 1. As he gets set, motors on the 1-1 pitch, just low below the shins, as Fay will only use about 4 to 5 seconds on that pitch clock. 16, and he has the ball off. 2-1. Sliders low and outside. It's quickly 3-1.
It's really quick. It doesn't give the hitter any time to really adjust or think about that previous pitch. You just got to go.
Longest he's been here. Pitch clock at 11. 3-1. Shin music up and in. It's a 5-pitch walk for Trent Carraway. First base runner of the night for the Doors. And an offense, Nason, that we mentioned against Chatham. What they were able to do being down early, coming back, large innings for the Doors. That's what they brought to the table.
It was a 5-run second for the Doors the other day against Chatham, and we saw what the Anglers could do last night against Bourne. The big inning, so crucial here in the Cape.
Jason Jones, back of the batter's box. First pitch is a fastball in the outer half. 4 doubles, 8 RBIs for Jones, transferring to Oklahoma State this coming fall. So has that Arkansas Razorback helmet. Phase 1-0 pitch, line drive, right field. Conrad's there. Going to be a play at first base, throws it in, and it's not going to be in time on a dart from Ethan Conrad. Carraway was between first and second base, started leaning back, but Conrad a solid effort in right field.
Man, that was mighty close for Ethan Conrad. He wasted no time getting the ball out of his glove, made a perfect throw to Michelle at first base. And for Carraway, surprising not to see him slide right there. He went in just trying to get that foot back on the base. And, man, just one step could have been the difference there between a double play.
Here's a pickoff as Carraway was off the bag. As Luke Gaffney steps in, playing left field tonight. Big Ten Freshman of the Year, second team Big Ten for Purdue. Moves on to Clemson this fall. Fay from the stretch. First pitch, a dribbler in front of the mound. Fay's there, gets the out at first base on a high throw. Michelle holds onto the bag. Carraway advances 90 feet. And there's 2 down here for the Braves with a Falmouth runner in scoring position.
But Garrett Michelle showing off the footwork right there. That throw for Faye kind of sailed on him. It went over towards foul territory, but Michelle doing a little toe tap, changing from that right foot to the left foot on the base, and then going back to the right foot as he moves into foul territory.
Here's the catcher and Carson Bowen. First pitch fastball inside, lays off. 278 hitter with 2 doubles. The rising junior at a TCU as an RBI chance as Falmouth trails 3-0 here in bottom 2. Faye looks at second. 1-0. Up and inside, it's 2-0. First inning, we've seen Faye here from the stretch on that walk. Caraway off second base with 2 down. 2-0 pitch, line drive, left field. It's going to roll to the corner for a base hit. Here comes Caraway. He's going to score. Bowen is going to motor into second with a 2-out RBI double. And Falmouth cuts the Bourne lead to 2 here in bottom 2.
It's been a while since Bowen's gotten an RBI, just his 4th of the summer. His first against the Bravos, and this is what I was referring to. This Falmouth order loves to hit with runners in scoring position. They're one of the best teams. They're the best team. First in the Cape with runners in scoring position this year. So definitely this inning not over yet as Gavin Keelan comes up.
He's the lefty. He pops it up on the first pitch, and it's out of play towards the third base side. Just the second lefty that Faye will see as Willits, the switch hitter, batted left to start this game. But a team that's best with runners in scoring position, also 9-17. Don't see that often for a pitching staff, though, that has been the kryptonite. 16th game here for Keelan. 0-1 pitch. Ground ball right side. Grady there. Picks it up, throws to first, and ends the inning. But Falmouth gets one back here in bottom 2 on the RBI double from Carson Bowen. And after 2 here from the Gov. The Braves 3, the Doors 1 here on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
The Doors get one back in bottom 2 on the RBI double from Carson Bowen. We have a 3-1 baseball game in top 3 here from the Gov. Thanks for joining us once again on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network. Alongside Nathan Schwartz, Cam Manna with you. Adam Gotkin will join us in just a bit. Jeremy Gay to my right here, producing all these baseball games for you. Game number 27, 2/3 through this Cape League season. And Bourne will bring 2, 3, 4 to the order. Chris Stanfield, Ethan Conrad, Braden Holcomb. And this is the spot where Bourne did the damage in top 1 on Conrad's 3-run blast.
And this is the inning that Bourne really got things going yesterday. Isaiah Jackson led things off with a homer. Merrick Houston, Chase Meggers both single. You get the E5 off the bat of Becerra, then Stanfield with the sac fly. So looking to see something similar play out here in today's 3rd inning.
Coyle, a great second inning. 1, 2, 3. Has 4 strikeouts so far. Has retired his last 5 batters. As Stanfield, the righty, 1 for 1 will step in. Digs the white cleats, front of the box. Coyle, lefty from the windup. Rocks and deals in the first pitch. And a ground ball right side. Right there at first base is Barquette. Had to skip. Close play at the bag. And Stanfield just out by a step. Barquette was shaded about 8 steps from the bag. Right there where Stanfield hit that baseball. But Chris with that speed almost beat it out there on the 3 unassisted.
And Parker Coyle tried his best to get over there in time. He couldn't get there. It was Barquette that was going to have to make the play himself. A foot race just won by Isaiah Barquette.
Conrad had the big swing. We just talked about it. Broken 0 for 10. The lefty steps in, lefty on lefty. First pitch in the attic. Conrad now away from the teal arm sleeve we talked about, but still with the teal batting gloves. Now the white arm sleeve here tonight.
Yeah, he alternates between the teal, the white, the red. You just never know what you're going to get on a nightly basis with Ethan Conrad in the drip.
1-0 pitch. Conrad skies one, left field and shallow towards the line. Gaffney over in foul territory and makes the catch towards the gravel. That's out number 2, and Parker Coyle has bared down here after 3 runs in the first on 2 hits.
Yeah, he's retired 7 in a row. After the walk he issued to Garrett Michelle, he's gotten 4 strikeouts. The Jackson fly out to right, and Conrad pops out in foul territory. Stanfield with the ground out. He's done a great job for Falmouth after that big fly for Ethan Conrad.
That was his second home run of the summer for Conrad. As the 6'5 righty and Holcomb steps in. Takes his back foot of the box. First pitch, low and outside slider.
And that home run now ties him for the team lead, 2 apiece for Garrett Michelle, Chris Stanfield, and now Conrad.
1-0 to Holcomb. Pops it up, first base side out of play. Stanfield led early. Michelle tied the lead last night. Conrad ties the lead 24 hours later. Holcomb 0 for 1, a ground out to short in the first inning. That was the first out for Coyle. He takes a deep breath. 1-1 for the Razorback. Low and inside to Holcomb. Holcomb got the night off, and then obviously the off day as well, so has not seen live pitching in 3 days. 0 for 4 against Harwich with 2 strikeouts, but third on the Cape with 28 hits. 2-1 with 2 away. Pitch to Holcomb. Pops it up. Foul territory behind home plate. Bowen sprints over, and it's out of play. Sprints just towards the netting, about 10-15 feet to our right. But beautiful night here for baseball. Thursday night from the Gov, and a game that means a lot. A Braves win puts them 3 games above the doors. A Falmouth win, just a 1-game difference for that final playoff spot in the West.
And these 2 teams will face off once more. The 4th to final game of the summer at Bourne Park. So still some room to make up ground head-to-head if this one were to go in Falmouth's way tonight.
2-2 to Holcomb. Breaking ball. Just low and inside. Holcomb holds off. Nobody on. 3-2, 2 away here in top 3. A Braves 3-1 lead. Second baseman Keelan is up the middle. Nobody on that right side. Here's the payoff pitch from Coyle. And this one's low and outside for ball 4. Braden Holcomb, a grade A-B. Heads down to first base with 2 down as Garrett Michelle steps in. Long A-B there for Holcomb. Fought off some pitches. A few foul balls that were almost in play but stays alive. And Michelle also walked in that first inning. Now 4 walks here tonight for Coyle on 4 punch-outs. Another lefty on lefty. Broken bat Michelle, ground ball at second base. Keelan there, fires to first, and that ends the threat here in top 3. After 2.5 here from the Gov, a Braves 3-1 lead over the Doors in game number 27 of the Cape League season.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings, they're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
I'm Chris Stanfield, and you're listening to the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
We head to the bottom of the third inning here from Gov Fuller Field on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network. Alongside Nathan Schwartz, Cam Manna with you. Happy you could join us on this Thursday night as the Doors will bring 9-1-2 to the plate. Also a change in the field here for the Braves. Clay Grady out of the game. Cam Kojal will now play second base for the Bravos. And he'll hit eighth here tonight as Grady, that foul tip off the knob may have clipped his wrist. We'll get the final notes on that, but Kojal at second base. The ready Isaiah Barquette. First pitch bunt on the third baseline. Holcomb charges. Sidearm throw to first. What a play. He continues to impress at the hot corner, and even at 6'5", 257, he can move like a gazelle.
And the big thing right there that you love to see is the communication. He's instantly talking, saying, I got it, I got it, I got it, making sure Faye can give him enough space, get out of the way, and Holcomb had enough time to get there. He knew he was going to make the play immediately, and he made the throw with a perfect strike.
And he said, I got it the whole entire way. Faye knew that. Holcomb came in, made the play. Here's the lefty and Jackson Willits, the switch hitter. Pops one up on the first pitch, shallow left center. Stanfield comes in, makes the catch, lost the hat, out number 2.
How about that? Just 2 pitches, 2 outs. Who knows? But Dylan Carey coming to the plate.
Is it immaculate? You think for Carey here, he's going to take the whole entire way. Will be the first one of the summer for a Bravos pitcher. Faye. First pitch, fastball down Main Street. Smart call for Carey on the take. Bottom 3 from Gov Fuller Field. 3-1 Braves lead if you're just joining us. 0-1 pitch, low and outside on the slide piece from Faye. Carey's 0 for 1. Line out to center field in the first inning on phase 1-2-3. Rocks and deals from the windup. 1-1 pitch, outer half, it misses once again. No strikeouts here to begin for the righty out of Alabama. 2-1 with 2 down. The pitch, low and out once again. Back to that slider, missing away.
And we didn't see any strikeouts for Faye in that last appearance. 6 outs, 6 up, 6 down, but all 6 were contact.
As this one is singled into left field on a line drive on a 3-1 fastball. Second hit here tonight for the Doors. Dylan Carey, first time he'll reach base with 2 down.
And one thing, just looking into the field, that it's actually not Kojal replacing Grady. It's Kojal replacing Merrick Houston. So Grady moves to shortstop, Kojal to second base. So Kojal now enters that leadoff spot in this Bourne order.
And for Houston, too, he was also hit with a similar pitch off the knob as well, so maybe it affected Houston. The righty and Gavin Turley steps in with 2 down. First pitch, outer half, as Meggers had to slide on his knees towards the first base side. So Grady at shortstop, Kojal at second base is the call here for the Braves. And Kojal will now bat in Houston's spot at the top of the order. 1-0 with 2 down, runner on. Pitch from Faye in the dirt. It's 2-0. Turley 0 for 1 so far, ground out to third base in his first AB. Normal depth here for the Braves defense. Kojal shaded up the middle, and Michelle holding on the runner and Carey. Faye from the stretch, 2-0 pitch, ground ball left side. Holcomb there at third base, takes 2 steps, long throw to first. Michelle needed a stretch, and that ends the inning here in bottom 3. 1 hit and no runs for the Doors, and a Braves 3-1 lead after 3 here from Gov Fuller Field.
Marty Chevrolet, your dealer for the people, proudly supports the Bourne Braves baseball team. See all our cars and trucks at martychevrolet.com and go Braves. Savor the moment with Portside Liquors. Discover a world of fine wines, spirits, and craft beer, handpicked for every occasion. From rich reds to smooth spirits, elevate your experience with us. Unwind with excellence. Visit us today at Portside Liquors, 590A, MacArthur Boulevard, where every sip tells a story.
Hello, I'm Cam Kojal, and you're listening to the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Keystone Place at Buzzards Bay, Bourne's premier senior living community, conventionally located adjacent to the Cape Cod Canal. Visit us at Keystone Place at buzzardsbay.com.
Moving along here from the Gov on this Thursday night. Top four and a Braves 3-1 lead over the Commodores in a crucial West Division showdown here for Game 27 of the Cape League season. It's 6, 7, 8, 9 for the Braves. Davis Gillespie, Chase Meggers, Clay Grady, and Isaiah Jackson here for the Bravos. And Parker Coyle on the bump for his fourth inning of work. And man, as he settled down, 4 punch-outs, had a 1-2-3 second, faced 4 in the third. The lefty out of Arkansas steps on the rubber. Gillespie, the righty, in the box, waves the bat. Here's the first pitch of the Southern Miss outfielder, and he drives one to center field, high in the air, relatively deep, but Turley there. He'll make the catch for out number 1. Second time Gillespie goes down, went down swinging in his first AB, and brings up Chase Meggers.
And still for this Bourne offense, no hits since that Conrad home run. Only 2. It was those back-to-back hits by Stanfield on the bunt single and Conrad's homer in top 1.
Chase Meggers also 0 for 1. Went down swinging on 3 straight punch-outs for Coyle. First pitch breaking ball. Goes to the back door in there for a strike. Few walks so far for Coyle, but that first inning, 3 runs, 2 hits, nothing since. 0-1 from the lefty. Meggers way out in front. It's 0-2. So one swing has just changed this game at the moment. They were similar to the first meeting where the Braves had a grand slam, and that was pretty much it for the Bravos offense. Coyle rocks and deals, 0-2. Fastball out. Clay Grady will still hit in that 8th spot. We talked about that substitution. Cam Koj will now bat first for the Braves and play second base. 1-2 to Meggers. And a dribbler down the first base line towards the bullpen. He'll stay alive.
And for Coyle, just mowing down this Bourne order at this point. We saw him do this in his last appearance against the Bravos. He retired 7 straight at one point before a single, and then retired the next 5 following that hit by Clay Grady before coming out of that game.
He likes the sign here. 1-2, ground ball right side on the upstairs fastball. Barquette at first, flips to Coyle at first base, and he makes the play on the 3-1 putout. Barquette once again shaded over here to the lefties in this Braves lineup. And even to righties, he's playing well off the bag at first base to make that play. And there's 2 down.
You're really relying on Coyle getting over there. And you think for a left-handed batter, he might be shaded more towards the line, trying to protect from an extra base hit. But he's really giving you some space to pull one down that right side on what would be pretty much a guaranteed double.
The righty and Clay Grady, his second swings tonight. First pitch low and in. Grady 0 for 1, strikeout. As we said, those 3 straight from Coyle from the first to the second. Came in batting 190, 5 ribbies for the Hokie. Coyle sets and delivers. Grady a swing and a miss, just tipped it. That front shoulder pulling out towards left field. Normal depth here for the Doors defense. 2 hits for both sides, a 3-1 Braves lead. 1-1. Grady pops it up, first base side, foul territory, and it's going to be out of reach for Barquette, sprinting towards the bullpen. A lot of room here at the Gov in foul territory for both Jones and Wright and Barquette at first to make plays into that bullpen, as Falmouth already arm warming up for Coyle. Looking for his second 1-2-3. 1-2, 2 down, nobody on here in top 4. Agrees with the second sign. Pitch to Grady. Ground ball left side. Willett's there at short. Charges, sets his feet. Hard throw to first base. Out by a step is Grady. Grady made it a lot closer than you thought off the bat. But there's the 1-2-3, the second for Parker Coyle. And after 3.5 from Gov Fuller Field, a Bravos 3-1 lead. You're listening to the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Convention Data Services, or CDS, is an event technology company based in Bourne and a proud supporter of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Since 1986, CDS has been delivering customized solutions to the global trade show industry. Keep up with CDS at cdsreg.com, cdsreg.com, and follow them on Facebook and LinkedIn.
Savor the moment with Portside Liquors. Discover a world of fine wines, spirits, and craft beer handpicked for every occasion. From rich reds to smooth spirits, elevate your experience with us. Unwind with excellence. Visit us today at 590A MacArthur Boulevard, where every sip tells a story.
I'm Caden Bodine, and you're listening to the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
No runs in 3.5 innings here from Gov Fuller Field, and we head to bottom 4 between the Braves and the Commodores. Big game here tonight. We've talked about what's on the line for 4th place. A Braves win, a 3-game insurance, a Falmouth win. 1 game will separate the Doors and the Braves with 12 games left to go. Tyler Fay back in the bump, 4-5-6 for the Doors. Here's the righty Trent Carraway, and the first pitch up and in on the fastball. Carraway's 0 for 0, walked and scored in the second as the leadoff man. 1-0 pitch, and he fouls it off of Meggers. Meggers the catcher for the Braves. And the home plate umpire and Anthony Letizia will give him a quick second.
You just talk about the new catcher rotation for Bourne. Adonis Guzman's been here since pretty much the beginning. Chase Meggers joins this team and just activated today from Florida Atlantic, John Schroeder, the switch-hitting catcher who can also play the outfield a little bit. We'll see if he gets an appearance tomorrow for the Bravos back at home.
1-1 count. Fay to Carraway. This one chopped at Fay, leaps on the bump, throws to first base, and Michelle, the footwork once again, holds onto the bag into foul territory. Tyler Fay, what a play. Stands at 6'6", used all 6'6" to jump and make that play on the bump for out number 1.
And again, you just go back to Michelle. A very underrated aspect of that play is going to be Michelle just manipulating the base and finding a way to keep his foot down for an out. And that's now 2 times where we've seen a 1-3 put out and Garrett Michelle get fancy with his feet.
That high throw, Michelle kind of leaning over, battling the runner, keeping his foot on the bag into foul territory. It's the righty here in Jason Jones. Fay's first pitch, ground ball up the middle. Grady there at shortstop, sets the feet, sidearm sling for out number 2. And another quick start to an inning here for Tyler Fay. That 3rd inning, it was 2 pitches, 2 outs. Then there was a single from Carey, and then he got Turley to go down on the ground down. Very quick so far. He'll face Luke Gaffney with 2 down and a Braves 3-1 lead in bottom 4.
And already 8 groundouts so far tonight for Falmouth. They're putting the ball in play. No strikeouts for Fay quite yet, but still good location.
First pitch to Gaffney, ground ball. Holcomb charges at third base, fires to first, and there's the 1-2-3 for Tyler Fay. 5-pitch inning there for Fay, and he gets through this bottom half of the 4th inning. Bourne still in front of Falmouth, 3-1 here on this Thursday night.
Marty Chevrolet is your dealer for the people and proudly supports Bourne Braves baseball. See all our cars and trucks at martychevrolet.com and go Braves.
I'm Isaiah Jackson, and you're listening to Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Convention Data Services, or CDS, is an events technology company based in Bourne and a proud supporter of Cape Cod baseball. Since 1986, CDS has been delivering customized solutions to the global trade show industry. Keep up with CDS at cdsreg.com and follow them on Facebook and LinkedIn.
Hi, I'm Adonis Guzman, and you're listening to the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
The night is done for Parker Coyle as we head to top 5 here from the Gov. And the pitcher, the righty out of LSU in Jaden Newt. His third appearance here on the summer at LSU, just one appearance this past spring. And he'll face a Bravos lineup that has cooled down here entering the 5th.
Yeah, for Coyle, he exits after retiring 4 in a row. He only gave up 2 base runners after the Ethan Conrad home run, which was the end of 3 straight base runners to start the night for the Bravos. It was a Michelle walk in the first and a Holcomb walk in the 3rd inning. Other than that, Coyle was really good in his 3rd start of the summer, his 2nd against Bourne, but crucial for the Bravos to get him out of the game and bring in a guy in Jaden Newt who hasn't pitched in 8 days.
3 innings, 4 earned so far in his summer. He's walked 2 batters and struck out 1. Does have a 1-0 record in those appearances. And he'll face 9-1-2 for the Braves. Jackson, Kojal, and Stanfield due up. Jackson 0 for 1, the lefty steps in. Now the righty in Newt, as Jackson was facing a lefty before in Coyle. First pitch from the windup. It's on the hands inside, 1-0. We mentioned Jackson, his first bomb last night at Chatham. The Braves already won long ball here tonight from Conrad, has given them that 3-1 lead. Newt's 1-0 pitch. The breaking ball just hangs upstairs. Newt shakes off the first sign, back on the bum. We just said that 1 appearance for LSU this past spring. Fires in, and now a 3-0 count.
And Jackson, let's see what he can do here. He's been swinging the bat, I should say, a lot better. The home run yesterday in his first at-bat and a couple of hard outs.
3-0 from Newt. Jackson a ground ball down the first base line, but it's foul. Jackson stays alive. That first AB, the fly out to right field. Also, he has a broken bat, so he'll switch out that lumber just under that pitch to right on the fly out. Tosses the bat, grabs a new one. Same piece of lumber. This one a little bit more shiny. But a big spot here for the Braves in offense. Only 2 hits at the moment. Both came in the first inning on those 3 runs. We saw this last night, a Braves 3-1 lead, and then things slowed down for the Bravos on an 8-4 loss. 3-1 here from Newt to Jackson. Bounces to the plate to the backstop. And Jackson will take the elbow guard off, head down to first. And Cam Kojal steps in for his first swings here tonight.
That's the 10th walk this summer for Isaiah Jackson, his 4th against the Commodores. 2 in the first matchup, 1 in that second matchup. Didn't get an at-bat in the 3rd matchup. And so far here today, a hard hit ball to right and the walk.
22nd appearance here for Kojal. 257 hitter after an off night last night for the Braves. Kojal batted second. Went 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. Another lefty that Newt will see. From the stretch, high leg kick. Kojal's first pitch, he skies it to right field and deep. Jones is back. He makes the catch in front of the warning track. And Jackson back to first base. And Kojal wasting no time off the pine. First pitch swinging.
And one thing I noticed, it was a bit of a late jersey change the other day for Kojal. He made the move from number 8 to number 9. Now back today, he's wearing number 8 again with the navy jersey. The jersey change came with the white jerseys. Not sure what that's all about.
And for us, we know these guys. We know the faces, so not as hard. But if you have a regional broadcaster or this is a different sport, a lot tougher. Stanfield steps in, first pitch strike. Jackson going, throw from Bowen to second base. And it's not going to be in time as the ball pops out of the glove of Gavin Keelan. Would have been a bang-bang call at second base. Keelan with the tag. Hit Jackson's body. Ball popped out on that transfer to tag him. So Jackson into second base with 1 down.
And for Jackson, he tried to lift that arm up. You wonder if he may have knocked the ball out of the glove as he tried to swim over the tag.
4th stolen base for Jackson. And an 0-1 count here to the righty in Stanfield. Newt's pitch bounces to the plate. He short-armed the off-speed and just scooped from Bowen behind the dish. First base runner for the Braves since the 3rd inning. That was a Braden Holcomb walk. Stanfield 1 for 2, singled in the first. 1-1 count with 1 down. Newt fires. Fastball called strike on the low and outside corner. Stanfield didn't love it. Second baseman and Keelan holding on Jackson. Willits hit short, shaded away. As time called here from Bowen, the catcher. Walks to the first base dugout. Might be a pitch comm issue at the moment or an equipment problem for the TCU catcher. They have a catcher coming out of the dugout here, handing something to Bowen. And it's going to be a different glove. That pocket of the glove for Bowen might have just came unstrung.
Yeah, no conference. It'll just be the change in the equipment. Don't see that a whole lot. Maybe just a loose string or two on the glove for Bowen behind the plate.
Went from a black glove to a beige glove. Newt sets now. And the 1-2 to Stanfield. Line drive right field. It's a base hit. Rolls into the gap. Jackson a slow start. He'll get the wave at third base. Here's the throw from Jones to home plate. And it's cut off. Jackson scores. Stanfield his second hit here tonight. And it's an RBI single. His 13th of the summer. And it's 4-1 Braves.
Stanfield's 10th RBI with a runner in scoring position. He came in hitting .320 in that situation. One of the best on this Bourne team. He just continues to produce for the Bravos here in the last 2 weeks.
Big there for Stanfield, stepping up big. He slides back at first base in the pickoff, and Ethan Conrad steps in. Third hit for the Braves. Their first since that first inning. Conrad had one of them on the 3-run blast. Newt sets, first pitch to the lefty. Conrad skies it out of play, third base side. But Stanfield, RBI last night on a sac fly. Wherever he's been in the order, it was the 5 spot that kind of got on those RBIs, back up to 2, and now it's not changed. Stanfield in a really good groove with his swing. Newt sets once again. Infield shaded in for the Falmouth Commodores. As the 0-1 upstairs, Stanfield going, throw to second base. Willits had to dive at shortstop, and he can't make the tag. A delayed steal for Stanfield. Second bag swiped on the inning for the Braves, and Stanfield's 13th, now 2 behind Conrad for first place.
And a great play there because it kind of just threw everybody off with Willits being late to the bag. That throw kind of veered towards the shortstop side of the second base bag. Maybe a little bit more notice, and that could be the second out of the inning.
Newt's 1-1 to Conrad. Inner half, Conrad backs out of the way. It's 2-1. And Bowman kind of lost it for a second. Willits also being late, as Nathan alluded to, had that last-second dive. 2-1, 1 away. Here in top 5, a Braves 4-1 lead. Pitch to Conrad. Ground ball at first base. Barquette picks it up on a knee. He'll take it himself route number 2 as Stanfield advances to third. And Braden Holcomb will step in here, and he knows Jaden Newt very well.
So we talked about coming in how Newt only made 1 appearance this spring in his first year pitching for LSU, his redshirt freshman year. That appearance came in early April in a game against Vanderbilt. Newt only goes 1 inning, gives up 1 hit in that appearance. Well, guess what? It was a 2-run home run by Braden Holcomb. And now here they are, about 3.5 months later, seeing each other for the second time.
The odds of that are unbelievable, and we'll see what Holcomb can do here with this swing. Newt from the stretch, 2 down. First pitch to Holcomb. It's a called strike on the lower half. Stanfield had the RBI single. Braves' third hit of the night gives them a 4-1 lead here in top 5. He's off third base. Newt sets. Infield shaded to the right here for the Doors. 0-1 to Holcomb, up and outside.
Man, the only hit he's given up at LSU to Braden Holcomb.
In just 1 AB.
Wow.
That is the ultimate confidence boost for a guy like Holcomb. In a 1-1 count with 2 down. The pitch, Holcomb got a hanger, and he knew it. He fouled it back out of play. Frustrated after the pitch. He's 0 for 1 tonight, walked back in the third inning. Looks to keep this rally going for the Braves, who have struggled with 2 out base runners. Stanfield leads off third. Newt a long look in. Glove at the belt, first base side of the rubber. And the 1-2 pitch. Holcomb, ground ball left side into left field. It's a base hit, and it's an RBI. So Newt and Holcomb have faced twice. Holcomb has won both rounds, and it's a 5-1 Bravos lead.
2 at-bats against Newt, 2 hits, 3 ribbies for Braden Holcomb. What a track record there for the rising sophomore out of Vanderbilt. And this is what we meant by Bourne keeping things going, not getting complacent, finding ways to add on to this advantage, and now the lead up to 4.
Garrett Michelle with 2 down. Holcomb off first. First pitch to the lefty. Fastball down the middle. But 2-out swing there from Holcomb. You're in a 2-strike count. You miss a breaking ball, and then you work to the left side. 29th hit of the summer for Holcomb and his 11th RBI. New to Michelle in the 0-1. Fastball called strike in the inner half.
And now for Bourne, 3 hits with a runner in scoring position tonight. They only had 2 of those in the last 3 games.
The game of baseball changes so quick. Streaky is this Bravo's offense. 0-2, Holcomb going, and it's a swing and a miss to end the inning. First punch out for Jaden Newt here out of the bullpen, but not after the Braves get 2 back here in the 5th. Stanfield and Holcomb, RBI singles, and after 4.5 here from the Gov, the Bravos 5, the Doors 1 here on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Keystone Place at Buzzards Bay is Bourne's premier senior living community, conveniently located adjacent to the Cape Cod Canal. Visit us today at KeystonePlace@buzzardsbay.com.
I'm Chris Stanfield, and you're listening to the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Braden Holcomb and Chris Stanfield, 2 RBI singles, and it gives the Braves a 5-1 lead here on this Thursday night. And we had the bottom 5 here from the Gov. It'll be 7-8-9 for Falmouth. Tyler Fay back in the bump, the starter for his 5th inning of work. He's been dominant, only 2 hits allowed on the 1 run, but no strikeouts here to begin for the righty out of Alabama.
It's just been ground ball after ground ball, and he's gotten 9 of them here tonight through the first 4 innings he's thrown.
Carson Bowen, Gavin Keelan, and Isaiah Barquette, the 3. As Fay was about to quick pitch, Bowen finally set. Fay's pitch comes in. It was a quick pitch. Bowen looks at the home plate umpire, Anthony Letizio, and says, I need a second right there. That's what Fay has done, these quick pitches here tonight. Pitch clock goes. At 18, he's going to pitch with 17. 1-0 pitch. It's low and outside on the heater. Bowen had the RBI double in the second. One of the 2 hits, and the only ribby. 2-0 off the glove of Meggers into the backstop. It's 3-0. Fay is just in a 100-mile-per-hour mode, and on top of him being in a groove. Looking to work back, 3-0 pitch down Broadway. 88 on that fastball. Fay set, ready to go. Bowen just walked into the batter's box. 3-1 pitch, ground ball, 1 hopper at shortstop. Grady backpedals, fires across the diamond, and makes the play for out number 1. Tyler Fay, retired numbers. It's been the ground balls here tonight.
And out double digits for Tyler Fay in the ground ball department. And just to look at the pitch count, he's at 44 pitches through 4 1/3 innings here tonight. Just no reason why he should come out of the game anytime soon. He is cruising so far.
Has retired 6 of the last 7 batters. Here's the lefty and Gavin Keelan. And the first pitch clips him right there. Announcer Jinx on a full go. But Fay will set up the double play. Just the one of 2 lefties in this lineup. Willett's the leadoff hitter, the switch hitter. Keelan, the true lefty. He'll head down to first base for the first time tonight. Brings up Isaiah Barquette, the righty. 9 spot in this order. Middle infield of Kojal and Grady pinch. And Fay from the stretch. Slide step, first pitch fastball on the hands on the inner half.
And the big thing for Fay, we've seen a lot of first pitch strikes, and these Falmouth hitters have gone after those first pitches. A lot of ground balls in that regard as well.
Fay 1-0 pitch, breaking ball in there for a strike. Goes to the outer half to the righty. Stands at 6-6, has already made a nice play on the mound last inning, jumping on the bump. Picks over to first. Just back there is Keelan. Barquette 0 for 1, 0 for 4 last night against Hyannis. Comes in batting .200 with just 8 hits in his first 17 games. Fay 1-1, low and outside, just blocked from Meggers. 5-1 Braves lead here in bottom 5. They scored 3 in the first, and they got 2 back in the top half of this inning. Fay from the stretch, 2-1, lost his footing, goes all the way to the backstop. Fay knew it. As he released it, kind of just got caught up with both feet. Has a smile on his face, some chirps from his own dugout, and advancing 90 feet is Keelan.
You're right there. I'd say that one probably went about 45 feet, maybe a close pitch for Little League, not so much on the 60-foot 6-inch distance.
Not Williamsport here tonight. 3-1 pitch, fastball is in. So back-to-back batters on base, hit by pitch to Keelan, walk to Barquette. Now the top of the order in Jackson Willits. Scott Landers at the moment stays put in the Braves dugout. Nathan alluded to that 40-pitch mark, closer to 50 now here for Fay.
You got word that Justin West was doing some stretches in that 4th inning. Can't quite see the bullpen from our vantage point here at the Gov. But right now you think this is Fay's inning to get out of.
Here's Willits. The lefty will switch hit, or the switch-hitting lefty in the box. 0 for 2 tonight. Has first and second here for the Doors. And 1 away. West, the lefty, in a lineup that is very righty-heavy here for Falmouth. 8 righties for the Doors. 1-0 pitch. Willits skies it. Left side out of play.
And something that we talked about coming in was how Tyler Fay's going to fill up the strike zone. Well, it's interesting here tonight. He's thrown now 52 pitches. 28 of them have been balls. 24 have been strikes.
1-1. Just misses low and outside. And what that's done is there's been a lot of 1-1, 2-2 counts, and then that's where he's gotten the ground balls. And also he's gotten first pitch outs as well. Had a 6-pitch 4th inning. 2-on, 2-1 pitch, and it's a ground ball at the Falmouth dugout on the first base side. Makes it 2-2.
And oddly enough, that just shows how efficient he's been with getting these ground balls, because when that pitch count is climbing, it's just because he's starting with a first pitch ball or working into a deeper count.
Fay looks at second. Big chance for the Doors. 2-2 pitch, and Willits skies it out of play once again. Willits came in batting .319, 13 RBIs, 6 stolen bases for the rising sophomore out of Oklahoma. Flew out in his last AB. Has Keelan off second, Barquette off first. 2-2. Ground ball down the first base line, once again foul, and a broken bat for Willits. Third broken bat we've seen tonight for both sides, as about 6 fans, kids, just sprint onto the field and grab that foul ball. We actually saw the last time we were here at Falmouth, there was about a 2-year-old that ran into right field, and we had to stop play.
And that's what happens with no fence. You have the bullpen right there and just the open wood bleachers out there down the right field line. Now, a lot of times, kids will just hang out there and try their best to get a souvenir, as we saw right there.
We saw 40 kids involved in the T-shirt toss, at a play before. As play will resume, Willits back to the box. It's a 2-2 with 1 down. The pitch popped up and out of play, third base line. Long AB here for Willits, and fighting off pitches that are right at the belt, all in the zone for the last few. 8th pitch coming up here from Fade Willits.
And all 5 of the strikes have been in the exact same spot, knee high, right down the middle.
Fay looks at second. 2-2, ground ball foul once again down that first base line. Those same kids look to pick it up in the bullpen. Kicked around like a pinball, but one kid finally picked it up.
And they all just overran it. They all were trying to go around the bullpen mound. It goes over the bullpen mound, and the kid who was the last one to get there winds up with the baseball.
9th pitch. It's inside. It's a full count. What a pitch right here, and what this could do for the inning. 5-1 game, carry on deck. Bases could be loaded, and Scott Landers thinks, what do I do with West and Fay here at the moment? 3-2, Fay to Willits. Comes in, skied in the air, deep left field, but Jackson, he's under it, makes the catch, and nobody will tag, and a crucial out number 2.
And that's big because it goes to left field. It doesn't give the chance for Keelan or Barquette to tag up. And now you face Dylan Carey, who already has singled tonight and has done a really good job against Bourne so far this summer.
He's 1 for 2, singled back in the 3rd. One of the 2 hits here tonight for the Doors. 2 runners on, 2 down. Pitch to the ready. Up and inside from Fay. Keelan had the 1-out hit by pitch, followed by the 1-out walk from Barquette. That's 1st and 2nd. Fay from the stretch. 1-0, swing and a miss. Snap throw to first base. Meggers lost it, spiked it, but Michelle, what a play on the backup. Had to almost dive at it like it was a ground ball. That was pretty much thrown like a ground ball to Michelle at first.
And immediately Michelle just gets up from the dive and starts cracking up. Meggers laughing it off behind the plate. He just waited too long to throw that, and it almost went into right field.
1-1 to Carey. On the hands, check swing. They check down to first. And Joseph Hilton says that he held up. A little laughing in this inning. Fay lost his footing. Michelle lost it over there with Meggers. And a time where it's 1st and 2nd here in bottom 5 with 2 down in a crucial spot for the Doors. Fay 2-1. Inner half it missed. Almost clipped the knee of Carey. It's a 3-1 count. And the Braves will not be laughing if Carey heads down to first and the bases will be juiced. He steps back in. Fay set, glove with the belt. Looks at second base. 3-1 pitch. Fastball called, strike off the glove of Meggers. Nobody moves. So a payoff pitch awaiting here.
And something to note, the ball got away from Meggers right there. He had a couple of pass balls yesterday. A couple have gone off his glove here today. And a drop third strike here, again, would load the bases for Falmouth if Carey could get down to first.
Fay, payoff pitch, skied in the air, deep left center field. Jackson back at the warning track, and he'll make the catch in front of the wall. Sigh of relief for the Braves and Tyler Fay. Through 5 innings, it's been dominance. 1 run, 2 hits for the righty out of Alabama. And after 5 here from the Gov, a Braves 5-1 lead. I'll hand play-by-play off to Nathan Schwartz. He'll take you the rest of the way here on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Hello, I'm Cam Kozel, and you're listening to the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
One of the most crucial games this summer here tonight at Gov Fuller Field for the Bravos. They come in at 10-14-2, just 2 games ahead of the Falmouth Commodores in the West Division. Of course, Falmouth being the opponent here tonight. And it's a 5-1 Bravos lead as we start the top of the 6th from the Gov. Alongside Cam Manna, Nathan Schwartz with you here on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network. Thank you for spending your Thursday night with us. And it'll be Davis Gillespie, Chase Meggers, and Clay Grady due up here for the Bravos in top 6 against Jaden Newt, who remains on the mound for the Commodores. First pitch of the inning from Newt. Up and in, and Gillespie takes for ball number 1. Gillespie 0 for 2 so far tonight. Went down swinging against Parker Coyle in the first inning, and then led off the 4th with a fly out to Gavin Turley in center. 1-0, another fastball up from Jaden Newt, the redshirt sophomore right-hander out of LSU, and it's a 2-0 start to Davis Gillespie. Newt working out of the windup here to begin the inning, and Gillespie fouls off the 2-0 to make this count 2 balls and a strike. Bourne coming off of that 2-run 5th inning where Chris Stanfield keeps his hot summer with runners in scoring position alive with that RBI single. Then Braden Holcomb with a 2-out RBI single. Newt's 2-1 all the way to the backstop. Gillespie's got to go to his knees to get out of the way of that one as the count moves to 3-1.
We saw Newt in that 5th inning, 2 hits, and the 2 runs that came in for the Braves. Those were the first hits and runs Bourne has had since the 1st inning.
Newt, the right-hander, in relief of the southpaw Parker Coyle. Another left-hander warming up for Falmouth in the bullpen. As Newt deals the 3-1, soft tapper, right back to Newt. Gillespie racing down to first. The throw from Newt is in time, and that's out number 1 to begin top 6.
And just like Coyle, you compare him to Newt. Coyle's 1st inning, we saw the 3 runs, the 2 hits. Then he bared down. He was able to retire 5 straight and then got through the 4 innings of work with 2 1-2-3s. Here for Newt, you look for the same. You allow 2 runs. You look to bear down here in the 6th.
Newt was able to go 2 innings in his last appearance. That came all the way last Wednesday against the Harbor Hawks. And on the first pitch that Chase Meggers sees heading from the left side, he hits on a 1-hop to Jackson Willits. The play at first base is just in time. A late throw by Willits. He took a couple of shuffle steps before making that throw. Meggers cannot beat it out. He's now 0 for 3 tonight and 1 for 8 to begin his time with Bourne.
And such a hard-hit ball there from Meggers, just slapping it towards that left side. Just under 100 miles per hour off the bat.
98, to be exact, from the redshirt junior out of Oregon. As Clay Grady comes to the plate for the Bravos, he's also 0 for 2 tonight. All the production for Bourne has come in those top 4 hitters. No hits between the guys 5 through 9 in this Bourne order tonight. Grady looking to change that here. In the first pitch he sees in at-bat number 3. At his head, he gets out of the way of that one, and he goes all the way to the backstop. The second time we've seen that in just this inning for Jaden Newt on the mound.
And there's been so many smiles, too, for a team that's on a 3-game skid, having some fun here tonight. We saw the 2 last inning. Grady laughing with the dugout. Scott Lanner's also poking out a smile.
And the summer season is such a grind. These guys coming off of their spring years where they played almost 60 games. You just got to keep things loose approaching game 30 here on the Cape. 1-0 to Grady above the zone, and the Hokie up 2-0 to begin his 3rd plate appearance. Those first 2, strike out to lead off the second against Coyle, the starter, and then ground out to Jackson Willits at short. 2-0 pitch, another heater, another elevated fastball from the right-hander on the mound. A 3-0 start to this at-bat for Clay Grady, looking to draw his 11th walk of the summer. Newt will work out of the wind, wearing the high socks. His 3-0 heater catches the bottom of the zone right at the knees of Grady at 90 miles an hour. For Grady, entering today's game, hitting 190 across 18 games. Started the game at second, now playing shortstop. And the 3-1 misses inside for ball 4. So a 2-out base runner here for the Bravos in top 6. And with that move from second to short, Grady replaces Merrick Houston, at least at that shortstop position. We've gotten word that Merrick is fine. He's just feeling a little stiff after that 2nd inning.
And that happens sometimes, but also a smart move. When you talk about what the Braves have in their infield, very crowded, and good to have Grady that can just move over to short. You insert Kojal at second base.
Kojal waits on deck as Isaiah Jackson gets his 3rd chance at the Falmouth staff tonight. 0 for 1 with the walk is Isaiah. The first pitch he sees, a fastball on the outer half. Jackson was the first batter that Newt faced in the top half of the 5th. And Jackson was able to walk, stole second, came around to score on Stanfield's RBI single. You see a pickoff throw to first, safe as the call as Barquette applied the tag on Clay Grady, who has stolen 8 bags this year. Bourne still remains atop of the Cape in the stolen base department. Another pickoff, another safe call by our first base umpire tonight, J.C. Fernandez. Joseph Hilton at third base, Anthony Letizio, the home plate umpire tonight here at the Gov. 0-1 to the plate. Jackson takes, it's up and out to even the count. Bourne got off to that blazing start. 3 straight base runners to begin the game. Ethan Conrad caps that off with a 3-run homer. And the bats go cold. Those 2 RBI singles in the 5th. Now a 5-1 Bourne lead here in top 6. And on the next pitch to Jackson, it's off the end of the bat. This one will stop in the grass. And it looks like maybe the cover came off the ball there. Look at that. It did.
Top of the cover off the ball on a very slow hit ball, but just off the end of the bat there, kind of just clipping off.
Off the very end of the bat for Isaiah Jackson there, who is using a new bat here right now. And he lines one to left center field. This one's going to get down in front of Gavin Turley for Jackson's first hit of the night. It kicks away from Turley, and around third is Grady. He's actually going to stop there. It was a late send by Coach Scott Landers after Turley botched it in the left center field gap. And likely there, Grady would have been gunned out by about 30 feet had he actually gone.
I love the aggressiveness there from Scott in a 5-1 game, and Turley kind of drops the baseball, lost it for a second. If Grady came up sprinting the whole entire way, you wonder if Falmouth would have been caught off guard by it. But Grady and Scott both laughing there at third base, and a mound visit here for the righty and Newt.
And that's going to pull the plug. Mike Landry, the pitching coach, out for Falmouth. Newt will exit after an inning and 2/3, and Falmouth will turn to their bullpen for the second time tonight. Runners on the corners for Bourne, 2 away here in top 6, and we'll give you all the info you need to know on the Commodore reliever when we come back on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local
moves up to second, Kojal to first, and the Bravos have the bases loaded with 2 away here in top 6.
So great job there from Scott Landers arguing his case here, and this offense staying greedy at the moment. What a base hit would do right now in a 5-1 ball game.
And Chris Stanfield, one of Bourne's best hitters with runners in scoring position, coming back up to the plate here with the bags juiced. First pitch he sees from Hart. Takes down low for ball 1. Stanfield came into the day hitting .320 with a runner in scoring position. He had that RBI single with Jackson at second base back in the 5th. Hart, leg kick in the pitch. Breaking ball down low once again for ball 2. And with the bases loaded, and Stanfield were able to draw a walk here, get hit by a pitch like Kojal just did. That would bring home the 6th run for the Bravos. And a 5-1 lead. Hart's 2-0. Stanfield takes, and again below his knees for ball 3. And you got to think Stanfield doing nothing else but taking here. Probably won't even see a swing until we see multiple strikes from Edward Hart. Clay Grady, the runner, at third. Isaiah Jackson leads at second. Cam Kojal at first. And Hart with a 3-0 fastball. That's going to find the strike zone belt high to Stanfield. It'll be 3-1 with 2 away.
And now you swing here in a big spot. We've seen Stanfield's ability to go to the right side.
Hart, his 3-1. Stanfield fouls it straight to me. But the padding in front of the barrier here is going to keep me from getting a foul ball. In a count that started 3-0, now 3-2. A lot of options here for both Stanfield and Hart on the mound. Crucial spot in the game for both sides. A 5-1 Bravo lead in top 6. The payoff from Hart. Grounder off the mound. Willits fields. The spin to throw to first. And what a play by Jackson Willits to save a couple of runs for Bourne. That ball looked like it was going to sneak up the middle. Willits somehow ranges to his left, is able to corral himself, spins, throws to first. Barquette with a stretch, and the Bravos will strand the bases loaded here in top 6. But they still hold on to that 5-1 lead as we head to the bottom half of the 6th here from the Gov.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings, they're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
I'm Caden Bodine, and you're listening to the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
New frame and a new pitcher for the Bravos. Tyler Fay's night is done after 5 innings of 1-run baseball, and that gives way to John Abraham, the rising sophomore out of Florida State, to make his 3rd appearance with Bourne.
And that last appearance against Brewster, just 1 inning and 1 hit in the victory, but 3 strikeouts, all his outs in that inning. So big spot here for Abraham, and a big spot where this Bourne bullpen, we saw them fluster last night. We saw Preston Prince come in and have that trouble. Abraham here looking to settle things. He has the insurance on a 4-run lead.
The 4-pitch mix for Abraham out of Florida State. Fastball, curveball, changeup, and the slider. He went 2 innings in his first appearance with Bourne. Went just the 1 inning, the 9th inning against the Whitecaps last Wednesday, and he struck out the side in a 9-4 win for Bourne at Stony Brook Field. The Whitecaps will be Bourne's opponent tomorrow on Redshirt Friday, and that'll be the final matchup, at least in the regular season, between those 2 teams. As Gavin Turley will lead things off for Falmouth here in bottom 6. The Commodores stranded 2 runners on base in that bottom half of the 5th. And Abraham, his first pitch of the day, line drive over the head of Holcomb. It'll roll all the way to Isaiah Jackson, and Turley wastes no time getting Falmouth a base runner in the bottom of the 6th.
First pitch swinging, a pitcher out of the bullpen is going to try to fire in that first pitch strike, get his groove. That fastball is the pitch you're going to see from a bullpen pitcher throwing that first pitch, and Turley jumps on it early.
Turley has been streaky with Falmouth so far. Got out to a good start. Came into the game hitting .225 overall. Now 1 for 3 tonight. And now his Beaver teammate and Trent Carraway to the plate. First pitch heater from Abraham at 91 up and in for ball 1. Abraham, a big part of Florida State's run to the College World Series this year. He even got the start in the Bracket 1 final against Tennessee. Only went a third of an inning in that one, giving up 2 earned runs and picking up the loss in what was Florida State's final game of the year. And took a couple of weeks off, and now has been with Bourne for the past couple. 1-0 to Carraway. High chopper up the middle. This will be Kojal. The leap, the step on the second base bag, the throw to first, and that's a 4-3 double play turned by Cam Kojal for outs number 1 and 2 here in the 6th.
And Kojal just had it on the bag, too. That high chopper, when Kojal had the ball in his mitt, his foot was already on the bag. Perfect placement. And not always how you're going to draw it up on a 4-3 double play, but easy money there for Kojal.
And again, the communication by this Bourne infield. Clay Grady could have been there, too. He was covering the bag, but Kojal took it himself. Now the first pitch to Jason Jones is in there for strike number 1 on the slider. Abraham will favor that curveball and changeup from time to time. Has been seeing the fastball and slider, though, early. 0-1. Another slider. This one in the dirt to even the count. Jason Jones 0 for 2. Lined out to Conrad in the 2nd. Grounded out to Clay Grady in the 4th. And Abraham with his 1-1 pitch. There's the curveball we see for the first time. It's above the zone. And for this Falmouth team, a win here today would mean a whole lot. They would match Bourne with 10 wins at the bottom of the West Division. Abraham's 2-1. Past Holcomb down the left field line for at least 1, probably 2 bases. Jones rounding first. He's going to slow down as he gets to the second base bag. The ball goes out of play, so a ground rule double for Jason Jones keeps this inning alive for the Commodores as they get their second hit here in the 6th.
In his wheelhouse in the inner half, just smoked it down the line. No chance for Holcomb, and rolls into the Braves bullpen down the line and left.
You would think a double there no matter what for Jones. Jackson's speed had it, but maybe if it doesn't roll out of play, you don't know. Jones out of the box was thinking 2 the whole entire way, an option for 3.
The second extra base hit of the night for Falmouth, both doubles. That's Jones' 5th of the summer. Now Luke Gaffney out of Clemson. First pitch he sees from a fellow ACC member on the mound is down low. Gaffney spending his first 2 collegiate seasons at Purdue. Redshirted in 2023, hit .349 with the Boilermakers in 2024 en route to the Big Ten Freshman of the Year award. Jones leads at second, and the 1-0 fastball. Fly ball to center field. Chris Stanfield ranging back. He makes the catch on the run, and John Abraham in his first inning of relief gives up a couple of hits, but gets the double play and the fly ball to end the inning. Score remains 5-1 in favor of the Bravos as we head to the 7th here from Gov Fuller Field on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network. Take by Conrad. It's below his knees at his shoes for ball number 3. And what a leadoff base runner would do here for Bourne in this 7th inning. Bourne's had 2 leadoff base runners tonight, and shockingly enough, both of those innings resulted in multiple runs. As Conrad taps the 3-2 over to the second baseman, Gavin Keelan, who makes the short throw to first, route number 1.
And Bourne here, it's an offense that we have not seen in certain games like this where you lead by 4 runs, but they've added that extra insurance late. They've had the 2 big innings that have given them those 5 runs. You want to see that contribute right here, and Holcomb was able to contribute in that 5th inning with that RBI single.
Before that, he was only hitting .231 with runners in scoring position this summer. He had Stanfield at second base, another 2-out hit for Bourne here tonight. And that was the last time Bourne drove in a run. Holcomb takes the first pitch. He doesn't like the call, but it's a strike at the bottom of the zone to the Vanderbilt utility player who can play anywhere. We've seen him play the corner outfield spots, the corner infield spots. He's DH'd a bunch as well. And on the 0-1 from Hart, another one spiked in the dirt in front of Carson Bowen, the backstop for Falmouth. It's 1-1. And for Holcomb, funny enough, had struggled coming into this game against Falmouth this year. Just 1 hit in 11 at-bats. That came back on the 27th. 1 RBI and a sac fly back on the 7th. A win at Dorn Park. He's 1 for 2 tonight with a walk and an RBI. 1-1 from Hart. Fastball up and out. Misses for ball 2.
And he's been the guy that has led the Braves in games, leads the Braves in hits, top 3 on the Cape in that department. And we talked about the walk numbers going a lot better for what the strikeouts were.
2-1 breaking ball inside as Holcomb moves up 3-1. But for Holcomb, this is the 25th game he's appeared in, the 24th game he started, and this is the 27th game overall for Bourne. His second full off day coming yesterday at Chatham. 3-1 swinging is Holcomb. He fouls it away. He wants that pitch back for sure. You can see the look on his face.
And for a rising sophomore, too, likely an all-star here for the Braves with the all-star game looming in the next week. Braves going to have multiple guys on that list. Conrad as well. You can see Stanfield on that list.
In the game here at the Gov. 3-2 fastball off the plate. The second walk tonight for Braden Holcomb. He's now up to double digits in that department this year with 10.
Really good at bat. We saw a few pitches Holcomb didn't like, wanted some swings back, and just lets that fastball leave on the outer half. And now the Braves looking to rally something here with 1 down.
And that all-star game going to be a great sight. A lot of talent still here on the Cape. Garrett Michelle with 1 away and a runner on here for the Bravos. First pitch up and out from Edward Hart. You mentioned all the players for Bourne that could be in that discussion. And you think maybe even a guy like Tyler Fay on the mound with the way he pitched today. 1-0. Scoops away from the catcher in Bowen. Holcomb had plenty of time to get up to second base, which he will, as that ball shot up the third base side, went about 30 feet away from the plate. Just bounced off the glove of Bowen as he tried to pick it out of the dirt. But now that sets up another chance with the runner in scoring position for the Bravos here tonight. They're 3 for 5 in that regard after going 2 for 28 with a runner in scoring position during that 3-game losing streak coming in. 2-0 from Hart to Michelle off the plate for ball 3. And one pitch away for Garrett Michelle for getting back-to-back runners via the walk. After Bourne stranded the bases loaded in the 6th inning, trying to add on to this 5-1 advantage. Michelle squares, pulls back, flips the bat down. It's ball 4. A 4-pitch walk after Holcomb walks on 6 pitches. And that'll bring Carson Bowen away from home plate and go have a chat with his southpaw on the mound.
And a big spot here for the Doors, an offense that struggled here tonight. You want to keep it where it is. Mound visit now here, fully here with the infield and the whole Falmouth side. And this is a big spot for Gillespie, looking to snap it 0 for 3 here tonight. You have an opportunity with 2 runners on and 1 down to really blow this game open in top 7.
Mike Landry, the pitching coach for Falmouth, out for a mound visit. We saw Bowen go out first, then the entire infield for the Commodores come to the mound. Then Landry eventually makes his way to the pitcher's mound. Nobody actively warming up for Falmouth at the moment, so this will be Edward Hart's game to stay through this mound visit. His last appearance was just an inning on Tuesday against Chatham here at the Gov. Gave up 1 hit, walked 1. In the first 2 games he played against Bourne, the first one on the 21st, he went an inning and a third, 1 hit, 2 walks, 1 strikeout, no runs. On the 27th, just 6 days later, an inning and 2/3, 3 hits, 1 earned, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. So far here tonight, he's retired 2 batters, both via groundouts, but he's given 3 free passes. He hit Kojal and has walked Holcomb and Michelle with 1 away here in the 7th. And that brings up Davis Gillespie, the 6th hitter for Bourne in this lineup tonight. Hart staring down the runners. Goes to the plate. Gillespie takes. It's a called strike. Gillespie's 0 for 3. A strikeout, a flyout, and a soft tapper back to Newt, the pitcher at the time on the mound for Falmouth. Hart's 0-1. Hard ground ball to second base. This is a tailor-made double play ball. 4, 6, 3, and that's going to do it for the Bravos in top 7. They get 2 one-out walks from Holcomb and Michelle, but the inning ends on the ground ball double play by Davis Gillespie. And it's time to stretch here from the Gov. Bourne with a 5-1 lead here on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Convention Data Services, or CDS, is an event technology company based in Bourne and a proud supporter of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Since 1986, CDS has been delivering customized solutions to the global trade show industry. Keep up with CDS at cdsreg.com, cdsreg.com, and follow them on Facebook and LinkedIn.
I'm Caden Bodine, and you're listening to the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Hello, I'm Cam Kojal, and you're listening to the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Bottom of the 7th inning, following the 7th inning stretch here from Gov Fuller Field. It's a 5-1 Bourne lead as the Bravos look to win game number 11 on their 2024 campaign and snap a 3-game losing streak. Bourne had won 3 in a row before that loss on Sunday at Dorn Park to the Cavaliers, then a loss on Monday night 4-1 to the Harwich Mariners. That was Harwich's first win in 12 days. The off day on Tuesday, the 8-4 loss yesterday at the hand of Chatham, and now a 5-1 lead here for Bourne in bottom 7. First pitch of the inning, above the zone, ball 1 to Carson Bowen, the backstop. John Abraham remains on the mound for the Bravos. Bowen 1 for 2 with an RBI double tonight, responsible for the only run that Falmouth has. 1-0 curveball finds the inside corner, and the count evens at 1-1 to the leadoff hitter in bottom 7. 5 runs on 5 hits tonight for Bourne. Just 1 run on 4 hits for the Commodores. Abraham out of the windup. 1-1 big swing and a miss on that curveball from Carson Bowen. He was looking to send that one a long way out of here.
Yeah, just way out in front and just expecting fastball the whole way.
Bowen coming in, hitting .278 across 17 games. Was 3 for 8 against Bourne in the first 3 matchups. And now a 1-2 from Abraham. Back to the curveball. This one just misses above the shoulders to even this count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Abraham, the Tampa native, in his 3rd appearance with Bourne this summer. His first in 8 days. And his 2-2 offering. On the ground, just past him, past Kojal, and into center field. Bowen doing exactly what he wanted to, hitting the ball right back up the middle. Abraham had to get out of the way of it. It kicks off the mound, giving it a little bit of extra steam. Kojal can't get there, and it's a leadoff single for Falmouth for the 2nd straight inning.
And their 3rd leadoff base runner of the game, and they were able to score in the 2nd inning with that first leadoff base runner. That was Caraway, and it was Bowen who had the RBI.
All 6 runs that have been scored tonight have come in innings where either Bourne or Falmouth got the leadoff runner on base. As Abraham takes a breath, fires in a first pitch fastball to Gavin Keelan, the Tennessee Volunteer, who fouls it away for strike 1. Keelan was hitting at the top of this Falmouth order for pretty much his entire time with the Commodores. Now he's in the 8th spot. Came in hitting .226 across 15 games. No extra base hits for Keelan this summer. A 1 from Abraham. Off the end of the bat, popped up to shallow left. Clay Grady drifting back. He's got it. That's out number 1 in bottom 7.
And a good off-speed pitch there from Abraham, low in the zone. And just under it there was Keelan on a really good pitch. And now you have that double play intact here for the Bravos.
Keelan now 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch tonight. Came in with 3 hits in the last 2 games between Bourne and Falmouth. As Isaiah Barquette comes to the box with a runner on first and 1 away. Back on the 27th, Barquette got his first hit of the summer against Bourne. Not just against Bourne, but overall with Falmouth. Now first pitch from Abraham, fastball above the zone. Bowen getting a pretty good lead over there at first base, but he's got to be careful with the Commodores down by 4 where you don't want there to be an out on the bases. And get rid of any momentum that you could be building here late in this game. And now with that dancing over at first, that leads to a pickoff attempt. Abraham fired in one to the glove of Michelle. No tag applied by the Hokie at first. Barquette, an even 200 hitter coming in. 0 for 1 with a walk tonight. Abraham, deep breath, leg kick, and the pitch. Again, another pop-up. This one, the shallow right. Conrad, ranging to his left. He makes the catch for out 2.
So the single back-to-back pop-outs in the air, shallow left, shallow right field. A good job from Abraham bearing down. And it's been a lot of low pitches, off speeds, low in the zone right now. Has got these Falmouth hitters fooled in popping up.
Falmouth had 8 runs on Tuesday after the off day. Just 3 yesterday in a win here against Hyannis. All 3 of those runs came in 1 inning. And they only have 1 run here tonight. That was all the way back in the 2nd on the Bowen RBI double. Now the top of the order, Jackson Willits. First pitch ball from Abraham on the curve. Willits 0 for 3. Grounded out to Clay Grady at second base back in the 1st. A fly out to Stanfield in center and a fly out to Jackson in the 5th. Bowen remains the runner at first base for the Commodores. On a slider waving a miss on that pitch down in the dirt for Jackson Willits, who came into this game leading Falmouth in average, walks, on base percentage, stolen bases. Your prototypical leadoff hitter, the rising sophomore out of Oklahoma. 1-1 fastball. That one veers inside as Willits works up 2-1. But not only your prototypical leadoff hitter, he's also a switch hitter at the top of this Falmouth order. has reached base in the first 3 matchups between these two teams. Looking to reach base for the first time tonight. Abraham. The 2-1 slider, foul tip by Willits. Count evens at 2s. Abraham went 2 innings in his first appearance with the Bravos at the beginning of July. One inning in his last appearance on the 10th. Looking to get through 2 innings here. His 2-2 pitch with the runner off. Fouled off the netting of the Commodores' dugout.
And we've seen so far that put-away pitch for Abraham with 2 strikes where he's gotten the pop-outs. We'll see if he goes back to that off-speed pitch low in the zone and in. He already had Willits out in front on it a few pitches back.
Jackson Willits, the switch hitter, hitting from the left side with a runner on first base and Carson Bowen. 2 away in bottom 7. Bourne up 5-1. In Game 4 of these two teams this summer. The 2-2 misses off the plate, which makes this count full. Abraham to the leadoff hitter in Jackson Willits as Dylan Carey, the Husker, awaits on deck. Willits looking for hit number 24 or walk 17 on his summer right here, and a full count from John Abraham. The pitch, another pop-up. This one heading towards us. Meggers watches it go out of play, and it goes into the woods as the count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Really good AB right now for Willits and this Falmouth offense, just trying to fight, muster together some consistent hits. They do have 5 to Bourne's 5. It just, like last night with Chatham against Bourne, not having the big hits.
Bourne will have the bottom third of its order due up in the top of the 8th. Abraham looking to get out of his second inning unscathed. He takes a breath, sits at the belt, fires in a 3-2 fastball, and he blows it past Jackson Willits for strike 3. It's the first strikeout of the night for the Seminole on the mound, and we head to the top half of the 8th from the glove with Bourne up 5-1 against Falmouth.
Savor the moment with Portside Liquors. Discover a world of fine wines, spirits, and craft beer handpicked for every occasion. From rich reds to smooth spirits, elevate your experience with us. Unwind with excellence. Visit us today at 590A MacArthur Boulevard, where every sip tells a story.
Just a quick break here on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network. We welcome you back to the Gov, a 5-1 Bravos lead over the Commodores. Nathan Schwartz, Cam Manna with you, alongside Adam Gotkin now for the first time tonight, who's going to take us around the Cape.
Well, we've only got 3 games going on tonight around the Cape League, with Brewster and Wareham both having off days. One final so far, YD beat Harwich 5-1. Ethan Petrie with a 2-run home run and a 3-run home run to win it for the Red Sox. Chatham at Katuitt, that game currently in the top of the 5th inning, tied up at 5. The Anglers were up 5-3, but Katuitt has scored 1 run in each of the last 2 innings. Hyannis against Orleans, that's in the top of the 5th inning. Firebirds lead 3-2. Hyannis had no hits going into the top of the 5th inning, but just scored 2 to get back into the game.
Thanks so much, Adam. Big game out at Lowell Park. Chatham on a heater right now. They've won 5 in a row. Katuitt trying to get even with Wareham at the top of the West Division as we start to come down to the wire here on this 2024 summer.
And that Chatham-Katuitt game means a lot for both of those teams at the top of their respective divisions. Chatham, what they're able to do right now, just really trailing YD by a 2-game stretch. And then Orleans not playing some bad baseball. Those close game losses at the moment, they've been in a bunch of them. They had that one last night against the Cavaliers. Right now, just down by 1 against the Harbor Hawks, an offense that's also stalling at the moment.
If Orleans were to win that one, if that score holds in the Firebirds' favor, they'd be just 2 games behind Harwich for that 4th place spot in the East Division. Harwich, of course, had that 9-game losing streak before coming to Dorn Park on Monday and taking care of the Bravos 4-1. What a game that was for the Mariners. Now shifting focus back to the Gov here tonight. Bourne with a 5-1 lead, looking to break a 3-game losing streak, get back to 11-14-2. And distance themselves between Falmouth at the bottom of the West. First pitch of the 8th, a ball above the zone as Chase Meggers digs in for the 4th time. He's 0 for 3 in his second game with the Bravos. A strikeout and a couple of ground outs for the Oregon Duck here tonight. Edward Hart remains on the mound for the Commodores as Meggers. Line drive to right. That's going to fall in front of Jason Jones. And for the third time tonight, the Bravos have a leadoff base runner. In the first two of those instances, they scored multiple runs.
And the second hit for Meggers in his first two games with the Braves. First one here tonight, just kind of off the end of the bat, but keeps the barrel through a good swing and drops it perfectly in front of Jones.
It almost worked better in his favor that it was off the end of the bat because it blooped in front of Jason Jones. If that one hit harder, you think it might carry enough to where Jones could get there. But it will be a leadoff base runner for Meggers and the Bravos here in top 8. Clay Grady to the plate. First pitch fastball from Hart above the zone. Grady's 0 for 2 with a walk tonight. A strikeout and a ground out to his name. Made that shift in the middle infield with Merrick Houston coming out of the game due to some soreness and stiffness. Hart the leg kick. He goes to the plate, and Grady fouls off the 1-0 offering. We saw Clay Grady at the top of this Bourne order for a couple of weeks with Merrick Houston away at Team USA. He's been now down in the order in the 7, 8, or 9 spots. He's done some shifting around just as Chris Stanfield has. Grady at one point had a 7-game on-base streak. Did walk here today. He squares to bunt, pops it up on the 1-1. That'll be strike number 2. We've seen a lot of that from Clay Grady throughout the summer.
And the big thing, too, back to your lineup point, is Grady's been able to contribute in different ways, but he was very comfortable in that one spot, and it just hurts for Grady because Houston is that better one-hitter with getting on base, but Grady did his best hitting and his best game stretch in the box when he was that one-hitter.
If Houston, for whatever reason, cannot go tomorrow, maybe we see Grady back in that leadoff position. Also, in that case, he would play shortstop. Started the game at second base here tonight. Down in the count 1-2, but before another pitch to the plate, a pickoff attempt to chase Meggers at first base. Meggers not the biggest base-stealing threat, less than 10 stolen bases in his redshirt sophomore campaign with Oregon this spring. A Duck team that went to a super regional. Now a second throw over to first base. But Oregon got that matchup with Texas A&M in the supers. A&M won at their home field in games 1 and games 2 before going to the championship of the College World Series. Hart a much quicker delivery to the plate on the 1-2. The pitch is outside as the count evens.
And we'll see how confident Hart is to go over once again. His pickoff move wasn't that deceptive and decided to go with the slide step there.
2-2 to the plate. And Grady waving a miss. That's strike 3. We have not seen a whole lot of strikeouts tonight from either side. That one by Abraham at the end of the 7th, that was the first strikeout of the game on the mound for the Bravos. And that first strikeout for Hart here tonight is just the 6th on the Falmouth side.
And we just saw 4 from Coyle, only 1 for Newt. It's been one of those nights where there's been a lot of hard outs. Ground ball outs have been the thing for both sides.
Tyler Fay induced double-digit ground outs in his first start of the summer. Now Isaiah Jackson to the plate and another left-on-left matchup in top 8. First pitch to Jackson. He squares. That one dribbles foul over towards the Bourne dugout. Jackson had that opposite field single his last time up. Clay Grady was at first base. Coach Landers tried to send him home on a bobble by Gavin Turley out in left center field. It was probably for the best that Grady remained at third base, although Grady would be stranded there after a 6-3 ground out by Chris Stanfield to end that 6th frame. 0-1 above the zone. Eye level for Jackson, who stands 6'4" in that left-handed batter's box. And a 1-1 count with 1 away here in the 8th. Chase Meggers, the leadoff single. He's at first base. 1-1 changeup, top of the zone, called strike 2 to Isaiah Jackson, who's had hits in now back-to-back games. That's the first time that's happened this summer, making his 2nd consecutive start for the 2nd time this summer. Hart to the plate with 2 strikes. It's a fly ball to left center field. Going to the gap is Luke Gaffney. He's going to make the catch in left center, and that's out number 2.
But another hard and long loud out from Jackson. That's a good piece of hitting, just under it once again, but deep in the left center field gap. You mentioned those back-to-back games with hits for the first time. It's good here to see Jackson, another outfielder for the Braves that now you could rely on in this lineup.
And the thing with Jackson was he was kind of the odd man out in this outfield for a good stretch there, with Stanfield and Conrad playing every day. Holcomb can play the outfield. Tristan Becerra, Mason Neville get added to this roster. Jackson not producing, but now he is. So it'll be interesting to see how that shakes out. First pitch to Kojal, the leadoff hitter, down low. But with Jackson swinging the bat pretty well, you got to think he's earned the right to be in the lineup, at least be in greater consideration for the lineup over the next couple days. 1-0 to Kojal. Big swing and a miss. His head went over to the Falmouth bullpen along the right field line. The count evens at a ball and a strike. Kojal 0 for 1 tonight. He was hit by a pitch in the 6th. Was part of that bases-loaded threat for Bourne. The 1-1 veers off the plate. It's 2-1. Kojal continues to just get on base game after game. That hit by pitch now extends his on-base streak to 11 games. He's had extra base hits in 5 of the last 10. Came in hitting .257, and he sees a 2-1 changeup on the outside corner to even the count.
Really good pitch from Hart there on a 2-1. You go with the change. You go with the off-speed trying to work back.
Tim Corbin has raved about Kojal's offensive approach. That's the Vanderbilt head coach. Now, Kojal spending his next couple years at Arkansas. But right here on the 2-2, he cuts through another changeup on the outside corner, and that's the second strikeout of the inning for Hart, the third out in the 8th for the Commodores. Bourne still leads 5-1 as we head to the bottom half of the 8th from Gov Fuller Field on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Marty Chevrolet is your dealer for the people and proudly supports Bourne Braves baseball. See all our cars and trucks at martychevrolet.com and go Braves.
I'm Isaiah Jackson, and you're listening to Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Convention Data Services, or CDS, is an events technology company based in Bourne and a proud supporter of Cape Cod baseball. Since 1986, CDS has been delivering customized solutions to the global trade show industry. Keep up with CDS at cdsreg.com and follow them on Facebook and LinkedIn.
Hi, I'm Adonis Guzman, and you're listening to the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Stone Place at
the crow hop to make a good throw, and Stanfield's arm is solid. It's not the best part of his game in the outfield, but it's a good arm that you're not going to want to test there, rounding, especially when Falmouth needs base runners.
That's the 7th hit of the summer for Dylan Carey against Bourne. All 7 have been singles. And now a first pitch fastball past Gavin Turley. Turley 1 for 3. He's grounded out twice to Braden Holcomb, the third baseman. Singled to begin the 6th off of Abraham and was forced out on the 4-3 double play turned by Cam Kojal. And a 0-1 fastball misses below the zone. The count evens 1 ball and 1 strike from West to Turley. Turley led the Beavers in RBIs this spring with 74. Hit .309 as a true freshman. There's the curveball. Top of the zone, called strike 2. But Turley, as of right now, a top 50 prospect for next year's draft. With a good junior season, he could make his way to the middle of the first. 1-2 fastball inside. Count evens 2 balls and 2 strikes to the Beaver. Talked about it earlier, but Travis Pizzana, first overall pick in the draft a couple of days ago by Cleveland. 2-2, curveball, line drive, left field. That's back-to-back hits for the Commodores to start this 8th inning. And they both come on that curveball that West has just hung.
And Turley there, a great job on that curveball. Even though it was soft, he got jammed. He waited until the last minute. So we have to do on that curveball, looping in. And as we've talked about, around 68 miles per hour, waiting back, just throwing the hands, going to left field. and good back-to-back hits here. It looks like this Falmouth offense has figured out that curve. We'll see how West adjusts.
And it's interesting, you go from a couple of power arms in Fay and Abraham to a guy that throws much softer in Justin West. And the thing with West is his curveball has looked really good throughout the summer, but if he hangs it, it's 69, 70 miles an hour. We've seen it here. He's facing these power hitters in the Commodores order. They haven't hit it more than 200 feet, but you leave one in the wrong spot, it could go a long way. He comes back with the curveball to start to Caraway, and that's down low. He's got to be careful with that pitch, especially at this point in the game in what you could argue is a must-win game for Bourne. West looks back at the runners. 1-0 fastball off the plate. It's 2-0 to the fellow Beaver and Trent Caraway. Caraway's 0 for 2 with a walk tonight. He scored the only run for Falmouth back in the second on Carson Bowen's RBI double down the left field line. 2-0 heater in the zone for strike one.
Really good response there from West to go to the fastball. Has to trust it here right now.
Fastball, curveball, changeup for Justin West, the rising junior out of Louisville. 2-1. Fastball, there goes the bat. All the way to the top of the netting, crashes on top of the Bourne dugout. What is going on? We saw Meggers lose a bat in batting practice in the Turtle. He then loses one in the actual game. It goes all the way to the Falmouth Bat Boys. And now here for Trent Caraway, that one launches all the way on top of the dugout. And mid-at-bat, he's going to climb on top of the Bourne dugout and go and get his own bat.
We saw the Gatemen do that back at Spillane on the 3rd of July. They had to do the same exact thing, but that was over their dugout. He's over the Bourne dugout at the moment. And everyone pauses for a second. A lot of laughs chuckling out here from the Gov.
And this is summer ball at its finest right here. A lot of fun moments throughout the summer. We've seen that happen a couple of times. Cam, you mentioned it happened at Spillane Field when we were in the Rage Cage a couple weeks ago. We're back there this weekend on Saturday. Excited for that. We had that standoff last week at Dorn Park between Griffin Hugas and Aaron Savory of Hyannis. That was won, of course, by Hugas. And now a 2-2 pitch incoming from Justin West. Caraway the other way to right field, but right there is Ethan Conrad. It's out number one, and because of how hard that was hit, neither Carey or Turley can advance 90 feet. They stay put at second and first.
And even on a fly ball there, you wonder, because Conrad about middle depth, and if he had a good run in, you wonder the aggressiveness from Carey off second base. But a good job there from West bearing down. Yes, it was a hit hard, but it was an out. It was a loud out, and outs are outs.
Out is an out. Now you start thinking, okay, West getting hit hard here. Maybe you got to get somebody loose, turn to somebody else for the ninth if it were to come to that point. Jason Jones to the plate. He sends one to right field. This one a little higher of a launch angle. Conrad's going to make the catch. The throw comes into the cutoff man, Clay Grady. Once again, not deep enough to where Carey can advance to third. Back-to-back pitches, back-to-back outs to right field for Justin West.
And it's been outs here tonight, but they've been in-play outs. Only one strikeout for this Braves pitching staff onto their third pitcher. West hasn't had one yet in just his first full inning. But you get back-to-back pitches, back-to-back outs, now 2 down, and Falmouth really has to reset with first and second.
Hard contact from each of the last 4 Falmouth hitters to start this outing for Justin West. Now Luke Gaffney, the left fielder. First pitch taking after the last 2 pitches resulted in outs. It'll be inside for ball 1 to one of the newest Clemson Tigers, part of this transfer class for Eric Bakich and company. Gaffney came in hitting .295. 1-0 changeup from West off the plate, so that makes this count 2 balls and no strikes. Gaffney 0 for 3 tonight. Couple of ground outs and a fly out. Came into this game leading Falmouth in hits, RBI, and slugging percentage. 2-0. Fastball called strike on the outer half. In this being the biggest part of the game for the Commodores. They did have 2 runners on base in the 5th. They stranded both of them. Runner in scoring position in the 6th. That was stranded. They've had base runners in all but 2 innings tonight. And 2 runners on base here. 2-1, wave and a miss on an outside elevated heater off the left arm of Justin West. And now Louisville southpaw one pitch away from getting himself out of this inning after 2 leadoff singles by Dylan Carey and Gavin Turley. It's Carey who leads at second, Gavin Turley at first for the Commodores. And a 5-1 Bourne lead. Wave and a miss on the curveball for strike 3. The curveball wasn't a friend of West to start his outing. He goes back to it with 2 strikes to get his first K of the night, the 3rd out here in the 8th, and keep this a 4-run lead for the Bravos. It's 5-1 Bourne. We head to the final frame from Gov Fuller Field here on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
I'm Chris Stanfield, and you're listening to the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Marty Chevrolet, your dealer for the people, proudly supports the Bourne Braves baseball team. See all our cars and trucks at martychevrolet.com and go Braves. Savor the moment with Portside Liquors. Discover a world of fine wines, spirits, and craft beer, handpicked for every occasion. From rich reds to smooth spirits, elevate your experience with us. Unwind with excellence. Visit us today at Portside Liquors, 590A, MacArthur Boulevard, where every sip tells a story. Keystone Place at Buzzards Bay, Bourne's premier senior living community, conventionally located adjacent to the Cape Cod Canal. Visit us at Keystone Place at buzzardsbay.com.
Top of the 9th here from the Gov, and the Commodores turning to a new pitcher, their 4th of the night. And yet another familiar face for the Bravos. It's Riley Stanford on the mound for the Commodores.
And a team-leading 10th appearance here for Stanford. Just under 18 innings pitched so far, 21 strikeouts to only 7 walks. In a big spot right here where if Falmouth wants to have their best chance in bottom 9, you have to hold Bourne here. And what a 1-2-3 would do is the Commodores, if West comes back out for the Braves, they hit him pretty hard throughout the first 2 ABs. So we'll see how things shake out here down the stretch.
We don't know if anybody's warming up for Bourne in the bullpen. This is a 4-run lead for the Bravos, and they can add to it here. 2-3-4 due-up. Stanfield, Conrad, Holcomb against Stanford, who did get roughed up the last time he faced the Bravos just a week and a half ago at Dorn Park. Stanfield to lead things off for Bourne in the 9th. The first pitch Stanford throws. In there for strike 1 at the bottom of the zone. Stanford, that 6.11 ERA, 0-3 record. Picked up the loss in that victory for the Bravos on the 7th. 0-1 to Stanfield outside. So you have Stanford on the mound. Stanfield in the box for the Bravos. Stanfield 2 for 4 tonight. Both singles. That last single, an RBI single in the 5th. He's also stolen a base here tonight. 1-1 from Stanford. Popped up the shallow center. This is Turley, the center fielder, charging in. He's got it for out number 1 in top 9. And that now brings up Ethan Conrad. Had that mammoth 3-run homer in the first inning to really get this Bourne offense going. And we thought, all right, maybe this Bourne offense turning things around. Other than that home run, just the 2-run 5th inning. And then, other than that, just slim pickings here tonight.
And what a multi-hit game would do for his confidence.
First pitch he sees from Stanford, just missed it. He fouled it straight back, and it's an 0-1 count to the Wake Forest outfielder.
And a big thing Salty's talked about with Conrad during BP is being able to go the other way. And even on pitches that look good during BP that are hard pulls, being able to work the other way well as Conrad trying to fix that.
0-1. He sees a pitch. He goes up the middle. It's a ground ball. Willits from shallow center. The throw off the bag, and Conrad's going to beat it out. you think for sure that's going to be an infield single for Ethan Conrad. If it were to be, that would make it his 8th multi-hit game of the summer and officially break him out of this slump.
And that's exactly what I was just mentioning with him hitting the ball where it's pitched. That's a pitch that's kind of low middle towards the outer half, and you go with that pitch, you work up the middle. Good barrel on that from Conrad, hard ground ball, and he's able to run down. But at the moment, they're going to call it an E6 here with Willits having a glove on it right away. But even if he makes a good throw, that's likely Conrad beating it out.
And it's a hard hit ball at the middle. Willits had to spin to make that throw. Interesting decision on the score right there. But for Conrad, he's going to reach first, regardless of whether it's the E6 or the hit. Now a one-out base runner for Braden Holcomb, who took the first pitch low for ball one. Holcomb with an RBI single in the 5th. A couple of walks as well for him tonight. Next pitch, up and out, back pick to first, not in time. Conrad slides back into the bag, head first safely. It'll be 2-0 to be into Braden Holcomb. So it will not be the 8th multi-hit game of the summer for Conrad, but still a hard-hit ground ball. 101, straight up the middle. Fouling away the 2-0 is Holcomb. Conrad was off and running, trying to get his 16th stolen base of the summer. He was atop of the Bourne leaderboard for quite some, still is, but Chris Stanfield slowly starting to creep his way up to tie Conrad. Conrad hasn't stolen a base in a while, just simply because he hasn't been on base that much. This is the first time he's actually on the bases here tonight. He had that 3-run homer his first time up. He stays put here, and it's a ground ball to Willits. He's going to flip to Keelan for the first out. The throw to Barquette is there. And for the second time tonight, the Bravos will go down on a double play to end an inning. The first time it was Gillespie in the 7th. This time it's Holcomb in the 9th. But nonetheless, the Bravos with a 4-run lead, a 5-1 lead, heading into the bottom of the 9th here from the Gov, and it'll be Justin West trying to get the final 3 outs on what could be Bourne's 11th win of the summer. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with Bottom 9 here on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Convention Data Services, or CDS, is an event technology company based in Bourne and a proud supporter of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Since 1986, CDS has been delivering customized solutions to the global trade show industry. Keep up with CDS at cdsreg.com, cdsreg.com, and follow them on Facebook and LinkedIn.
I'm Chris Stanfield, and you're listening to the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
I'm Isaiah Jackson, and you're listening to Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Bottom half of the 9th inning here from the Gov, and Justin West, after getting roughed up a little bit in that bottom half of the 8th, is back out there trying to get the final 3 outs and stamp a W on this game for the Bravos. He'll face the bottom 3rd of this Commodore order. Carson Bowen, Gavin Keelan, Isaiah Barquette due up for the Commodores. First pitch of the 9th, called a strike on the outside corner to Bowen, who's 2 for 3 tonight. RBI double in the 2nd, led off the 7th with a single. 0-1, curveball, bottom of the zone, called strike 2. Back-to-back called strikes. Anthony Letizio, our home plate umpire, here tonight. Justin West working quickly here. His 0-2 pitch, just above the zone. Bowen thought about it, holds back, and it's 1-2. West with 18 pitches in that 8th inning. Got out of it. Now a 1-2. Another fastball, another pitch above the zone, over the shoulders of Bowen for ball 2. It was those back-to-back singles to begin the 8th. then the 2 hard fly balls to right field, then the first strikeout of the night for West. Ground ball here, up the middle. Kojal backhands, the throw to first, not in time. Carson Bowen's going to beat out an infield single on a 2-2 curveball. And for Falmouth, that's a leadoff base runner for the 4th consecutive inning.
Bang, bang play there where Kojal makes a phenomenal grab, and it was kind of just almost the tie, you think, at that last second. Very tough play to make. And Kojal almost made it look easier there on the backhand, falling in up the middle.
Now Gavin Keelan, he goes around on the first pitch curveball. Man, that's just a nasty pitch from Justin West. When he's able to locate that pitch, it just throws all these hitters off because of the speed change. About 20-mile-an-hour difference between the fastball and the curveball. But on the curveball here, Keelan waits on it, lines it into right field. Bowen's going to motor all the way to third base. Grady's going to cut off the throw. And now for the second straight inning against Justin West, it's back-to-back singles for the Commodores.
And this is what we said entering the top of the 9th inning. Bourne kind of looking for that insurance because of how West was hit hard in the first 2 ABs of the 8th. Once again, back-to-back singles to start another half inning for the Commodores. West did put the next 3 down, but they were hard outs, line out, fly out before that strikeout.
And you wonder if there's going to be anybody warming up for Bourne in the bullpen. This is Isaiah Barquette with runners on the corners. First pitch heater at the bottom of the zone, called a strike. Bowen now at third, Keelan at first, nobody out in the bottom of the 9th. A 5-1 Bourne lead. A crucial game for both sides. A 1 wave and a miss on the fastball, this time on the outside corner. And it's quickly 0-2. Justin West has been hit hard with that curveball tonight. Already 4 hits through an inning plus. West checks the runners. Blows a fastball past Barquette. And that's a 3-pitch K for out 1 in the 9th.
And there's the response you want from West. Instead of getting the 2 hard hit outs that he saw in the 8th, let's skip right to that strikeout there. Fastball, power on power. Don't waste any time. And as he said, 3-pitch strikes, 3-pitch punch out.
And for West has gone to the strikeout a lot. Through 9 2/3 innings coming in, he had 17 strikeouts. What a ratio that was to just 4 walks. He's got 2 Ks here tonight. Now Willits, the leadoff man, hitting from the right side, and it'll be a called strike on that curveball. Willits, the switch hitter, 0 for 4 tonight with a strikeout. Ground out and a couple of flyouts as well. Tying run for Falmouth awaits on deck in Dylan Carey. A 1 heater, wave and a miss from Willits in the box. And West has started to find his moxie here in bottom 9, and it's with that fastball. Falmouth is sitting on that curveball and ready to destroy it if it comes their way. Another fastball just off the outside corner. That'll be ball number 1 to Willits, the leadoff hitter.
Really good spot there from West. We'll see if he goes back to it. Right now, a lot of trust in that heater.
Runners on the corners, 1 away in bottom 9. 1-2 count to Willits. And he shoots this one over towards Coach Trundy and that Falmouth coaching staff in the dugout. The Commodores 9-17, Bourne 10-14-2. If Bourne were to hang on, they'd take a 3-game lead ahead of Falmouth at the bottom of the West Division. 1-2 on the ground to Holcomb. He throws to second for the first out. Kojal's throw to first is not going to be there.
Looked like a foul ball off the foot of Willits is what they're saying here from Anthony Letizio. The second that ball was hit, it was Willits running towards the dugout. And it kind of awkwardly came off the bat, but Bourne there thought they had the 5-4-3 to end it.
It looked like a routine ground ball initially. We're tracking the ground ball. Don't even see Willits running over to the dugout. But it is a foul ball, so the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes with 1 away in the bottom of the 9th. If it were to be a ground ball here, that could be the game. West checking over with Keelan. And the 1-2 fouled away by Willits once again.
What an at-bat here for Willits. Just fouling off pitches, gets one off his foot, just trying to battle in the box, keeps seeing another pitch. Could be the 7th pitch of the AB coming up.
Willits leads this Falmouth team in on-base percentage at .435 coming in. He's 0 for 4 tonight. And on the 1-2 from West, he goes to the curveball, tried to elevate it. He misses upstairs, and the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. That's the first pitch in this at-bat that wasn't belt high and in the middle of the zone. West got to be careful with his location. Willits could leave the yard. 2-2, change up, strike 3. Willits chases on a 2-2 count. Back-to-back strikeouts for Justin West here in bottom 9, and the Bravos 1 out away from breaking this 3-game skid.
And for West here out of the pen, the strikeouts, we didn't see them here tonight, but now 3 for West.
It's all up to Dylan Carey for the Commodores. 2 for 4 tonight with a couple of singles. Runners on the corners, 2 away. A 5-1 Bourne lead. West to the plate. Popped up, foul territory down the right side. No room for Michelle to get there. Potentially one final souvenir for a kid along that hill behind the Falmouth dugout. The only run tonight for the Commodores came in the second inning on a Carson Bowen double. He leads at third base here. It's Gavin Keelan out of Tennessee at first base. And an 0-1 count to Carey, who does not chase on the fastball that got away from West. Almost got away from Meggers, the backstop. And it's 1-1. Bourne had that 3-run first on the Conrad homer. The 2-run fifth on the RBI singles by Stanfield and Holcomb. That's the only offense for Bourne tonight. 1-1 to the plate. Fouled straight back by Carey. And Justin West 1 strike away from putting a W on the board for the Bravos. As Letizia will walk out to the mound, give West a new baseball. And we'll take a moment to pause in a game where Falmouth has out-hit Bourne 9-6, but the Bravos lead by 4, 5-1. Bourne just trying to get as much separation as they can from the Commodores and try and keep that 4th place positioning in the West Division. West will step back on the rubber, comes set. Look at Keelan. The pitch to the plate. Another foul ball by Dylan Carey. The count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 out. If Carey can keep this inning alive, it's Gavin Turley awaiting on deck, who does represent the tying run for Falmouth. West again comes set at the belt. To the plate with the 1-2. It's a fly ball to the right center field gap. Conrad on the run. He makes the catch. And the Bravos snap the 3-game losing streak with a 5-1 win here at the Gov over Falmouth.
And a much-needed snap here of the skid for the Braves. It couldn't get to 4, and this win means so much for the Bravos. He now got a 3-game lead over Falmouth for that final playoff spot in the West Division. That was the big talking point, the big storyline of this game coming in. Can Bourne separate themselves from the Commodores? And they do it here tonight. 12 games left to go. You get a 3-game lead over Falmouth. You'll see them one more time, but Bourne needed to play a good brand of baseball here tonight after snapping 3 straight. They used 2 big innings, a 3-spot and a 2-spot, and they get things done here on the road.
An absolutely massive and crucial win for the Bravos here tonight. Tyler Fay, the starter. Adam will talk to him post-game. But 5 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run, only 2 walks. He didn't get any strikeouts, which is perfectly fine with the way he pitched tonight. He induced double-digit ground balls, and he's going to get the win in his first collegiate start.
Yeah, we saw the double-digit ground balls tend to be exact. You mentioned that first collegiate start. Does a great job coming in, and once again, it starts with starting pitching. But the Braves have done that these last 4 games now, where they have been 1-3. They've gotten some really good starts from their pitching. But the offense here tonight, you dropped 4 last night, 2 combined the 2 games before that, 5 here. And there was flashes last night. The pitching hurt the Braves. It's tough to win when a team scores 8 runs. But Bourne tonight, Ethan Conrad start things early on a 3-run shot. Bourne gets a lot of walks. They get on base. We saw Stanfield and Holcomb come up big. That's what you want to see. And those are your 4 best hitters, or 3 best hitters, in the order right now. That's 2, 3, 4. Stanfield, Conrad, Holcomb. and your engines come alive when you need it most.
And we've talked so much this summer about morale and how this team just feeds off of one another. They've become a whole lot more comfortable with each other. At this point, the roster, at least on the hitting side of things, is pretty much going to be set. You might see a couple of guys leave here and there. The only real main roster moves are going to come from the pitching side of things. But how big is this, Cam, that they get out of that losing streak, they get finally another win on the board, they get that separation from Falmouth, and now they're going to go back home tomorrow and face Brewster.
Big game tomorrow, and for the Braves, it can't be the excitement from this win kind of really detaching of tomorrow and how much that game means. 12 games left to go. You have a week before the All-Star break. You still got to play your best baseball, and Falmouth, it's 3 games back, but 3 games back is not a ton for a Commodores team that's played some better baseball. They can get hot. They showed it last summer, being able to win 8 straight in the month of July, so Bourne has to get back-to-back tomorrow, and there can't be another 3-game losing streak. At the very worst, Bourne has to start playing at least 500 baseball. We can't see these streaks down the line. We have to see more consistent baseball if the Bravos want to have some confidence heading into playoff baseball.
Bourne improves to 11, 14, and 2. They now have a 3-game lead over Falmouth in the West, who drops to 9 and 18. And the final numbers tonight: 5 runs on 6 hits, no errors for the Bravos. They stranded 8 runners on base. As for Falmouth, 1 run on 9 hits, 1 error, and they stranded 10 runners on base here tonight. Tyler Fay improves to 2-1 with getting the win, and Parker Coyle drops to 0-3. He gets the loss. What a night for the Bravos here tonight at the Gov. They get win number 11 and now head back home to Dorn Park tomorrow in a matchup against the Brewster Whitecaps, who are playing really good baseball. Danny Cuvée, Ryder Helfrich, and Caden Kent leading the charge for Brewster. But that's going to do it for us here tonight for the Gov. For our producer, Jeremy Gay, our sideline reporter, Adam Gotkin, my broadcast partner, Cam Manna, I'm Nathan Schwartz saying so long from the Gov. Bourne with a emphatic 5-1 win over the Commodores.